Jamaica is the most corrupt administration that has ever held office in the history of our country since independence.
What is this man talking about? Well, make me make the statement, backed up by facts, that the PNP is the most corrupt political organization in the Caribbean.
Pushing scandal.
If you go back to 1989, which is a long time ago,
Mighty God, this guy.
you would hear about the Rollins land deal scandal.
Police use gas scandal.
If you go back to 1990, you remember the zinc scandal after Hurricane Gilbert.
FLA scandal.
You have the furniture scandal. Then you have the Shell waiver scandal.
Good night.
$8 million phone bill scandal.
Then you have a big scandal in 1992 over the illegal importation of motor vehicles. Then in 1993, we hear some man buy US dollar out of the back of them car all over. Big scandal.
$9 million travel scandal at TTP Club. The government have more scandal in it than Riverton City have scandal back.
You hear about the corrupt distribution of land in Holland. You hear about the Operation Pride scandal. Then in 1997, you have the FinSac scandal.
And then we have the super scandal, the Petrojan scandal. That one has everything in it.
And then now you have the mother of all scandal, the traffic guru scandal. You remember that?
Dorrit, what's up?
Friends of the government collecting money for travel, but not traveling.
The Montego Bay street people scandal. The fat cat salary scandal. You remember NetSurf? Yes.
Friends of the government getting jobs at 3 times the pay than the previous occupants of the job had. While at the same time, long-serving, loyal, patriotic civil servants being fired from jobs.
Then you have the Sandals White House scandal. Then now, after that, you come up with the Cuban light bulb scandal. You remember that? You have the Hanover Parish Council scandal.
Friends of the government and activists for the JLP getting jobs in organizations for which they don't have qualifications.
Then you have the Chick V scandal. Then you have the dead baby scandal. Then you have the bad gas scandal. Then you have now the parish council in a Manchester scandal.
Friends being awarded contracts by breaking the procurement rules. And some of those friends is the same people that turned up in the bushing scandal.
You remember Outer Many scandal? You remember EWI energy scandal?
Never in our history have we heard of a government entering into verbal contracts. No paper, no sign. Just word of mouth. $23 million. What madness is this going on in our country, Pastor?
You can't cuss me when you corrupt.
Thank God for the opposition in Parliament. Thank God for the PAAC and the PNP members and the PAAC.
We already know that in bad mind him that likes the people prosper. And now we know that him is nothing but a hypocrite. There will always be in every government, regardless of jurisdiction, people who bring.
No, me have to pause a little bit. Imagine Andrew Holness a call somebody one hypocrite. No, this too serious. Yo, the man is the mother of all hypocrites, bro. Oh my God.
Breach the rule.
Yo, when hypocrisy was being born, it came out of Andrew Holness. Real talk.
People who use their power unjustly,
Oh my
unfairly,
God.
and unduly. The mark of the good government is that when it is done, there is no cover-up. When we face our challenges, there is no one who could criticize this government to say that we were covering up corruption. No, the Jamaica Labour Party stands firmly against corruption, and we will put in place and have been putting in place the measures to address it.
Exactly. Listen to
People
this.
who use their power unjustly, unfairly, and unduly.
Right.
The mark of the good government
Yes.
is that when it is done,
Yes.
there is no cover-up. When we face our challenges,
Yes.
there is no one who could criticize this government to say
Really?
that we were covering up corruption. No,
Really?
the Jamaica Labour Party stands firmly against corruption, and we will put in place and have been putting in place the measures to address it.
Mighty God.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to share this one. Me must follow me on.
Hold on. Yo. No, Mr. Me can't bother. Andrew Holness is the gift that keep on giving. Yo, the man are the greatest of all time. Yo, when you can't believe so the man actually said them thing there. When you can't believe that. Andrew Holness said somebody is a hypocrite. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
We will bring information to people where they are and in the forms they use.
And also it shows that our party leader is on the ground, suffering the same pressures that the average Jamaican suffer. In terms of going to a gas station, don't know which one have good or bad gas, and has purchased bad gas.
Can you imagine, on that instance, I was about to take my wife to church in our constituency. We didn't intend to film the car. It was an intention of filming me taking my wife to church, what would be our day like in the constituency, that kind of thing. What role would I be playing there? And it so happens that when we went into the car, it wouldn't start. and that became the story rather than me taking my wife to church. Because she was saying to me, hurry, hurry. And I'm pressing the button and the car wouldn't start. We took the car to a mechanic who recommended that we get a particular treatment and booster cleaner and a particular treatment. And then we went to the Healing Nation on Wednesday. We went to the Healing Nation convention at the arena. Car was driving perfectly fine then. But when we hit the highway,
Stop again.
it just lost power until it shut down. I thought we drove out the first one and we refilled at a different station.
Empress, what's up?
And apparently another bout of bad gas. But you see, I think what has happened is that maybe I don't know, I'm just speculating. I suspect that it has so clogged the injectors that you know right now it is now in the garage being I don't know what has happened. Tomorrow I'll get the full diagnosis from the mechanic, but I suspect that between engine and injectors that I will have a serious repair bill.
And therefore, when he speaks to the issue of bad gas, from first time experience.
People who make that kind of criticism don't understand media. You use all the forms of communication, and it's my job. My job is to bring to the public the political understanding of issues. I get a sense from Jamaicans that they like that there are some Jamaicans who want to make excuses
for the government.
For government failure.
Yes.
This is an ultimate failure
Of the
government.
government.
It's a political issue. Make no mistake about it.
So when I look back at Andrew Holness's words, any labor right, any lab right that is going to make excuses for the government, it's an ultimate failure of the government. Any entity that is going to make excuses for the government is the ultimate failure of the government. This is the words of a young Andrew Holness when he was in opposition and pressuring the party in power. Yes, man, we'll go back to it, man. Listen up, man. I touch upon them
You know,
from time to time.
from our perspective,
So me I
the
start on
law
the show.
gives the minister a duty to supervise, oversee, and regulate the petroleum industry.
Right?
There is a failure in that.
Yes.
So I'm not apologizing to anyone who thinks that in doing my job I'm politicizing. Of course, it is a political matter.
Hey, you see all of the People's National Party, them MPs, on the list where Andrew said right so. Let me play it again. These are the same attitude you have when you're not doing the job. Listen to this.
Gives the minister a duty to supervise, oversee, and regulate the petroleum industry. There is a failure in that.
Yes.
So I'm not apologizing to anyone who thinks that in doing my job I'm politicizing. Of course, it is a political matter.
Anytime when you're in a parliament, quote him right or so. Anybody on the JLP where run off their mouth about they politicize something, quote Andrew Holness when him say right here. So him no business, so enough of business neither. Let me play it again.
Regulate the petroleum industry. There is a failure in that. So I'm not apologizing to anyone who thinks that in doing my job I'm politicizing. Of course, it is a political matter.
Yes.
And you know, one must also make the point, as it was in healthcare, we too face certain crises. We too face threats. But the Jamaica Labour Party political administration of the government did not have the results as the PNP had with Chick V and other threats and then babies. Why is it that these things happen under the PNP administration and not under the Jamaica Labour Party?
You see, all of these things we might talk about is happening under the JLP administration. Yo, me say every single word that Andrew Holness out of his mouth, God does shove it back down his mouth. One big shove down his mouth. Every single thing we might talk about with the PNP has happened under the JLP in the last 10 years. How much baby dead on the Andrew Holness watch? How much baby dead? When did the pandemic happen? I tell you, man, you have to be careful enough. Careful, I tell you.
And other threats and then babies. Why is it that these things happen under the PNP administration and not under the Jamaica Labour Party?
So he was trying to insinuate that because you voted for PNP, a bad luck will follow on you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening under the JLP right now? Dahlia, how you doing? What is happening under the JLP right now? The amount of firestorm that Jamaica is facing under Jamaica Labour Party government. It is ridiculous. Cuba has given us the proverbial middle finger. Our neighbors have said, no more with Uno. No more with Uno. Una chump. What do you think I got me in a healthcare system? Worse things that was happening before. But, you know.
Administration. That's a different political administration. We have two different political views on how things should be managed.
The little things that makes a difference.
Yes.
When you clean the drains.
So I'm not going to make any
Hey, you hear Bobby Montague in our background a while ago. The little things. When you clean the drain and when you clean the garbage, ladies and gentlemen, are the main reason that's why I'm coming tonight. You know. When you clean the drain and when you clean the garbage. Mighty God, everything what the man is turn on back and lick them in their face. I am here for it, ladies and gentlemen. I am here for it. Wanna like and share the video. Yo, you see this one? Me have to come back to that. That is rich. When you clean the drains and clean the garbage. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to go back far. Nobody, we have one problem with the drain them because We caused panic in Jamaica because of the monster hurricane minister that was coming. And all the other places that the drains were not being cleaned. Them they get flood out and mash up. Look rainfall now and almost everywhere in Jamaica flood out. You don't realize that the drains are not being properly cleaned. Only hear Bobby Montague 10 years ago. You know the little things when they clean the drains and when they clean the garbage. Yo, this is so rich. Oh my God, this is rich.
Apologies or give any succor to
rich.
those people who would want to see the Labour Party keep quiet on important issues.
Yes.
Political though they may be,
Yes.
but they do impact upon the quality of life that people live.
Yes.
I make no apologies for that.
All of the PMP MPs. Let me speak here. Somebody screenshot this and tag every PMP MP. Only hear where Andrew wanna say a while ago? Things that impact your life. Right? He is going to speak out on it as loudly as possible. No matter if anybody want to say that he's politicizing anything. Him no business about that. It is his job. So I want the PMP MPs, all 28 of you. Yes? And I know I don't have to say this to some of you at all because you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Right? But for all of the PNP MPs, I want you guys to do your job, the same job when him said, him not apologize for. We don't want no friend, nobody in the government. You're not there to be friends with no MP. And forgot to have drinks with them afterward. No. And that we send them up there. We send them up there, see, make sure you beckon on our behalf and speak out against the things them that is not in our best interest. We want to burn them out. Burn them out. Keep the fire blazing. Don't let up. When them God and bed, if you're supposed to think about the question they want to ask them. You never know. They shall have no peace. No peace. God them is wicked. Let's continue.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government
Yeah.
was openly accepted responsibility,
Yeah.
who expresses no regret for the act,
Wow.
where a Commissioner of Parliament has confirmed that the act is corrupt and has referred it for prosecution, and that minister shows no sign of wanting to resign,
Yeah.
or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the minister.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is embarrassing. Not only to the government.
Dear Colonel Charles, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to go and look up what Richard Azan did. Yes, and you hear Colonel Charles, this is embarrassing. Listen to me now. These guys are supremely hypocritical. I don't hear Colonel Charles come out one time going to talk about the myriad of more embarrassing things that has happened under the Jamaica Labour Party, like them Prime Minister being uncertified for 4 years. And how that I bring down the government and I bring down the reputation of Jamaica. I know when I hear from him, tight-lipped, mute.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is embarrassing.
Yes.
Not only to the government as a party, not only the PNP, but to the government, to Jamaica, to all of us. Our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction.
My God.
So we have.
So, how comes the entire Jamaica Labour Party was defending Andrew Holness when his statutory declaration never couldn't be certified? Oh, no, head never bow. Why every single member of the Jamaica Labour Party has either been quiet or has been in full support of Andrew Holness uncertified statutory declaration? That's not something that you think would be embarrassing to the country, where we have a Prime Minister that we can't tell whether or not him thief for getting money. We don't know if he getting money legally. We don't know if he robbed with tax dollars. We just don't know. because he's uncertified. You don't think that's embarrassing? Colonel Charles Sr., you hold on. May I talk to every single lab rat, every single year. You guys don't think that's embarrassing? But Mr. Hazan, at the time, when he did that, and he definitely did go about the business of not doing it the right way. But can we go to a lot of different labor rights right now in as MP in the government that has the first person on the list of Darrell Vaz? Him are the main proprietor of not following the rules and breaking and breaching procurement rule. He's the main proprietor, ladies and gentlemen, of not following the rules. And then the Prime Minister back him up. But this is the same Prime Minister who said this.
Have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica.
What?
Where the Prime Minister
Yes.
is unwilling
Yes.
or afraid to act
Wow.
against a minister
Wow.
in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.
People hear that?
The quarterfinals of the championships on
Andrew
Saturday.
Holness said Richard Azan situation has the potential to bring down the entire government. Mighty God. Let me tell you exactly what Richard Azan did. Richard Azan built some shops for some people. Good night, Trevor. Right? He built some shop for some people, some poor people. And no matter who he built them for, but he built it for people that are less fortunate, so they can have them business and do whatever, right? In the market. This allocation or this procurement was not signed off on. It was not done properly. You understand? And so Andrew Holness and his entire government attacked this as if the world was falling down and Jamaica's entire integrity was on the line, and the prime and Portia at the time should fire Richard Azan and remove him. And if she does not set this precedent, then it's all over for Jamaica's reputation. This is what they did, you know. These are the same people that them feed them prime minister right now. The same man when I said that, you know, him not certify all now, you know. He's being investigated by the FID, you know, for further investigation because he refused to cooperate and give the information that the IC requested of him. This is the same man that tried to, not even try, in his affidavit asked the judge to remove the very law that deals with illicit enrichment. That means, listen, if they are taking that out, nobody could question him about how he made his money. That was his intention. Because he saw it as unconstitutional. The same law that he implemented, the same act that he implemented, he is now saying that he sees it as unconstitutional in his affidavit. And I mean, he says so, Veronica. Him says so. This is the same man that just said this Richard Azan thing has the potential to take down the entire government. Listen.
Institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust.
Look how much institution in society that all agree that we don't enjoy the trust of Andrew Holness does not enjoy our trust. We don't trust him. The man is not certified, and his actions towards the Integrity Commission in court have well-thinking Jamaica further not trusting him. No, I know Mr. Azan did not use his own money. It was just government land. Him give PMP. Yes, we understand all of that. There was not proper procedure that was followed, obviously. You feel me I say? Obviously. But when you compare Mr. Azan situation to Darrell Vaz, Andrew Holness, even the healthcare system with the drill. I mean, come on. UHWI, you name it. The amount of unaccounted for money in all of the ministries them for the last 10 years. The alleged, well, it's not alleged. The Auditor General had reported that there was duplication in Andrew Holness social housing program, which she said, I reject it. I don't care if you reject it, or that the Auditor General said, or that the report said. Who cares if you reject it? They're going to reject it all they want. You rejecting it, you're not on credibility. You're not certified. We don't trust you. You don't enjoy our trust. You understand what I say? So, come on.
Our faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.
It has the potential to bring down the entire government. Listen to this. Before we go forward.
This week in Jamaica now,
Richard Azan.
junior minister in the Spalding's market scandal is back in the government. Andrew Holness vows to reunite the JLP after bitter leadership contest. Government considers tax on fast food, and Philippines reeling following a deadly typhoon.
Hold on, the government, they consider tax on fast food. Yo, y'all should have pulled that trigger a long time ago if you haven't already. Real talk.
The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
The Gleaners Food Month.
And Generation 2000, the young professional affiliate of his market affair, is back in the government. And Generation 2000, who was... I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. Richard Azan, the state minister who was at the center of the Spalding's market affair, is back in the government. And Generation 2000, the young professional affiliate of the Jamaica Labour Party, says it's a disgrace. The Northwest Clarendon...
When you hear that, G2K says it's a disgrace. Mighty God. So how many hear G2K saying about Andrew Holness being a disgrace? Maybe I'm expecting too much of them. Because it's obvious they are not about integrity, they are about politics. Because if you're about integrity and you're going to call out Richard Azan, you have to call out Andrew Holness. You have to call him out. And this is why I don't rate none of the Labour right there. None of them, I could never vote, not even one of them. The future Labour right or the Labour right there within a power right now. I could never vote for them. There is no way they could get my vote. Impossible. Because if you're going to stand on principle, you're going to stand on principle. Oh wait, when you have a leader like Andrew Holness who's going to stand for no principle, I mean, what we can do? We don't expect no better from him. But you can't get my vote. There's no way. You're not credible, none at all. Like you guys have zero credibility. I have on my platform here, so anything at all. If a PMP involved in something we're not involved in and him guilty, let the law take its course. What do you mean? Face the courts. Make sure you're certified. Sign the code of conduct. You understand, Dorrit, what you're doing? When you say join, well, Dorrit, if you're talking about the membership, if you're in the Americas or overseas, you're supposed to see the money sign. Yeah, man, you can become a member, or you can actually, gift other members or send gifts to me, or the super chat is available as well. Yes?
MP was sworn in on Thursday at a hastily organized ceremony at King's House.
Richard Azan, being appointed, do swear that I will be, to the best of my judgment at all time, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being be lawfully performing the function of that office.
Mr. Azan had resigned from the post after it emerged he had approved the illegal construction of the shops at the Spalding's market and that he facilitated the payment of rental to the contractor who erected the structures. The Office of the Contractor General accused him of being politically corrupt, but the Director of Public Prosecutions said there was no basis to bring charges against Mr. Azan. And the Governor General says Mr. Azan should honor the trust placed in him by the Prime Minister.
Mr. Azan, the Prime Minister has reposed trust in your zeal, your commitment and loyalty, and I hope that your tenure will return the same to her, as well as to enhance the quality of life of the people that you serve and the people that you will help as we seek to move Jamaica closer to the achievement of our 2030 vision.
There are more worries for the Jamaica Labour Party following the fractious leadership election. Andrew Holness last Sunday beat his contender Audley Shaw, polling 2,704 votes to the 2,012 received by Mr. Shaw. In the wake of the election results, the entire shadow cabinet resigned, with the majority being reappointed.
When you say, Addy, you can't believe that there's people sleeping without a roof. You better believe it. No, you see, when we come on here and talk, it seems unbelievable, you know. Sometimes people think I'm exaggerating and I'm joking. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. After 5 months, Matthew, how you doing? After 5 months, Matthew, make sure you become a member of the platform. Y'all one of my people, you know. I want to see one nice little membership badge beside their name, you know. And I haven't seen any of my members use the emojis yet. You want to see the emoji them up? I jump out in a chat. What can go so emoji and them something there? And Addy, you need to come over to Bolo 2.0 and become a member, alright? Yeah, man. I call you out, you know, Addy. Second night I call you out. Alright? Because you always depend me about how long me supposed to be on live and all of these things, you know. Okay, so Matthew, there is a plus sign button if you're using your phone at the bottom of the, not a plus sign, a money sign. As a matter of fact, let me show you. Let me show you, my brother. Education 101 right here. Hold on.
Tax on fast food and requiring employed Jamaicans to make a mandatory contribution to their health care are among proposals before the government to help offset the cost of financing public health care. The proposals were made during recent consultations by the Health Ministry on healthcare financing. The Health Minister, Dr. Fenton Ferguson, says at this stage, the proposals are only suggestions, but noted that they would have to be considered in the search for solutions to finance rising healthcare costs. And in response to the news, Adrian Witcher posted on Facebook why government members don't take a pay cut and make things better. And on Twitter, @Marquita wrote, it makes senseless obese persons less burden on the healthcare system. The International Monetary Fund has given Jamaica a preliminary path.
All right, so you look at the bottom of the screen right here. Yeah. The reflection, I don't want to hate you, know. You see right where there's an option to talk on your phone. There's a money sign symbol right here. Right? Okay, you see it? Alright. So that's how you would go there, and then you're gonna see the option for super chat, membership, and membership gifting. Alright, see? Same way how you super chat, see there? Right there, see there? And then you take it from there. Alright? And you need to SB to my channel. Okay, hold on. I never even, huh? Yeah. That's fine. Don't worry about that right now. Alright, so Addy 7 for subscribe. I never even know say Addy have a channel. To tell the truth. So go to channel. Addy, you're not doing no content, man. Listen me, man. Don't waste my time. You're not doing no content, bro.
On its second quarterly test, the IMF says following a performance review, it found that the country has met all quantitative performance targets and structural benchmarks for the July to September.
Sure, let's move on now. Alright, my people. I'm going to move on. We're going to move on, alright? Definitely going to move on. No. See what I'm going for this. Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the platform. It's your brother Bolo VNR. And in this one, you know, this man Mackenzie Desmond McKenzie and Miss Natalie Nita Garvey. Beauty versus the Beast. You understand? No, it doesn't say that you joined, Arthur. Oh, yes, you did. Wait a minute. I see a star beside your name. A star beside your name would suggest that you have joined. Welcome to the membership. At to big up yourself. They should have put it up on the screen, you know. But I don't see where it usually would come up as a notification, but it didn't come up. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on Bolo VNR 2.2, remember to become a member of the channel. If you are a continued supporter and you like what you see over here, there's a lot of different wonderful perks. You know, they have the emojis and all types of things, right? You'll get membership only videos, live streams, and live chats, exclusive content. You will be the first one to see it when it premieres, and then the general public will have an opportunity to see it. So it's pretty much a VIP type of situation, right? So yeah, man, I encourage you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the platform. Now, let's get to Natalie Nita Garvey and Desmond McKenzie, the questioning, and it got real, ladies and gentlemen. Desmond McKenzie has had a terrible time of it in Parliament thus far. You know, terrible time. But we're going to get into the other part of that, all right? Let's go. Like and share. Get this video up to 1,000 likes. Let's get it.
Member Nito Garvey, your mic is on. Member Nito Garvey, your mic is on.
So, Madam Chair.
So I'm taking Member Nita Garvey's questions first. She is the... Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We'll just go straight into the questions, Minister. And I am starting with the recurrent budget, 72,002, and looking at the reduction in the total recurrent budget from 36.49 billion to 27.9 billion, representing a serious cut. Even though I'm aware ODPM has now moved from your ministry, it still reflects a reduction, and I'm just wondering how you will cope with this massive reduction.
All right, member, a lot of what you've seen reflected in the numbers was as a result of Melissa. So those funds would no longer be relevant in the new financial year. And that is what speaks for the reduction. And also with the transfer of responsibilities from the Ministry of ADPEM to the Office of the Prime Minister also represents that significant reduction in the overall cost of the ministry's operation.
On the same page, Minister, I'm noticing a cut in the budget for salaries as well. And the last round of salary increases was really not fully funded by the Ministry of Finance. And municipal corporations have had to be stopping the gaps where there are shortfalls. In fact, many of the programs at the MCs are affected, and a lot of them are not able to place critical staff in place, especially in those areas like poor relief and so on. And I'm checking to see, Minister, why is the ministry really not dealing with local government being such an important part of the governance structure in Jamaica?
I want to set the record straight that there has been no reduction in the allocation to the ministry to cover salaries. What we have here is an amount of $2 billion was made available to the Jamaica Fire Brigade to cover certain aspects of the negotiations between the union and the brigade. Those negotiations are still going on, but the amount of $2 billion have been held over following the conclusion of those negotiations.
Minister, are you suggesting that the MC...
And will be given back, and will be given back. Let me address the question of the municipalities and their responsibilities in terms of salaries. The ministry monthly have been providing the salaries to cover the employment of the staff that is on the establishment. So the MCs, if they are struggling to find salaries, is doing so outside of the approved establishment that was given to them for their operations. Now, I have been hearing this argument about...
But, Ms. Minister, there are approved positions, posts in the poor relief department and so on, which critical positions, which they have not been able to fill because they have to be subsidizing the salary increases coming out of the compensation review by the Ministry of Finance. Are you saying that that is not so, Minister? I'm just asking.
Are you making reference to the positions in the municipal corporations, especially in poor relief?
To include poor relief officers and to include programs of work that they have not been able to accomplish because they have had to be subsidizing salaries in the municipal corporations following the compensation review. Funds which should have been sent over by the Ministry of Finance have not been sent to the MC.
Remember, with all due respect, I want to dismiss it as being mischievous because it is not true. The Ministry of Local Government
Hey, let me tell you something. You see, these people love to use respect at you. Thank you for becoming a member of the platform. Listen, these people love to use this word mischievous. Anytime the People's National Party looks to do their job pretty much, to get clarity on what's going on with certain things, the lady is asking questions. What kind of mischievousness you're talking about? I mean, they just use words out of context. It's like when Darva said bad mind. It's a bit dunce in real life. Like, bro, what mischievous you're talking about? If the lady does not know something, then she's gonna ask. It's all about getting clarity. You guys get very hot under the collar. The Jamaica Labour Party, if you notice them, they get very hot under the collar when it comes to accountability. It's like it's their kryptonite. Very, very simple questions become an argument. You understand? They don't like to be questioned. They want to have this autonomy where, oh, you don't question me because I am Lord. The only entity that has autonomy that doesn't get questioned is God Almighty, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Nobody else, no other entity. Let's get that straight. So I don't know about the rest of you Jamaican people, but you see these types of politicians, they need to go away. They just need to get out of politics. Because we cannot tolerate this. We cannot grow as a country with politicians that refuse to be held accountable. I want to have a fit over being accountable. Just answer the damn question. Talking about mischievous. To suggest that the lady is being mischievous and she knows when she doesn't know. You're the one being mischievous. That's another thing with the Jamaica Labour Party. They love to project every word they say in description that is bad about the PNP. They are the ones that is their own character. Point blank period. Let's continue. Disgusting. Sure.
Always. And let me say this. The municipalities, when the new system came into being, we met almost every week at the ministry to discuss the new structure. Every single municipal body accepted what they got, indicated that they are satisfied and that they are in a position to meet their obligation. Now, the Ministry of Local Government has been paying the salaries to the municipal corporation. The municipal corporations, some of them have gone outside of their approved budget and have employed persons. Let me make it clear. The municipal corporations are self-sufficient. There is almost 21 schemes of revenues that are available to the municipal corporation. The Ministry of Local Government has control over only 3 of those revenue schemes: the parochial revenue fund, property taxes, and trade license. The other source of revenues are used at the discretion of the municipal corporation.
But with all due respect, Minister, I understand you. I understand you clearly. However,
yeah, but I have to make this clear because this argument has been going around now for too long, and I want to dismiss it. I want to dismiss it. Okay, I want to dismiss it.
Minister, I dare say that this problem is not just in municipal corporations headed by persons of the opposition as mayors there, but your own mayors on your own team are having the same difficulty. And that difficulty, I'm asking that if you are not aware of the full circumstances, I'm suggesting coming out of this standing finance that you take a deeper look at what is happening with the shortfall, which is,
the latitude, but
yes.
You know, Minister,
hold up, Minister has responded.
I'm going to move on to the next question.
And it can't be made as a statement of fact if the minister has said it is not the case.
So but all I said to him was,
you see, this is what I don't like about this lady, and I cannot wait for God to remove them from office. You understand? They are a stain on democracy. She just allowed Desmond Mackenzie to go on a rant about dispelling something, and she does not have the right to rebuttal to inform us of what is really going on. The lady said, I dare say that there's people that are on your side that is complaining about the same thing. So in case you don't understand the scope, she's not saying he's lying, you know. She's saying if you don't understand the scope of what is going on, you need to go do some deeper investigation. So why is it that he can tell her what he's telling her, but she can't tell him? And then this one here, so I come jump. I don't even want to hear her. I'm going to pass her. I don't want to hear her. Sure. Disgusting.
Minister, as it relates to...
Can I just say this? Can I say this? The ministry did assist the MCs. We made provisions immediately after Melissa, and a substantial amount was provided to carry through because the property tax is one of the schemes that the revenues to pay salaries come from was very low.
Like and share, guys. Like and share.
I understand. I was mayor of Kingston for 12 years. I know what it was. but the fact is, and I'm going to say this, and perhaps as a minister, I will have to take some responsibility. The municipalities right across the country must begin to show some level of personal responsibility in how they are administering the affairs. Because if they are doing it the right and proper way, they would be in a position, based on their revenue earning potential, to at least help themselves.
Minister, I tend to disagree with you because the truth is, I believe, and you made a statement, and I'm entitled to my own experience as a councillor for 10 years, that the revenue which reaches the municipality just simply isn't enough to carry on the mandate of what is required at the local government level. And that's a fact. And there are many streams you refer to that are just not earning what you are talking about. So when a councillor is given an allocation of an amount of $3 million or so, he's hardly able to repair a road in any substantive way. So our municipal corporations are woefully underfunded. And you and I, who have been councillors, we know that it is woefully underfunded. And I'm not saying it is a result of your leadership, but I am saying that we have not given, and I'm not saying it as a result of this particular ministry, but we have to do better in terms of how we fund local government to be able to carry on the work required of local government practitioners.
And remember, I would not deny for a moment.
Yes.
That especially the existing fee structures need to be addressed. We started that process some time ago, which we lift the restrictions. Well, I want to say the restrictions. We approve especially building fees, where we standardize building fees right across the country to bring all the municipalities on the same level when it comes on to building fees. We were reviewing the question of signs and billboards, but we didn't reach anywhere. We are now going to recommence looking at the existing fee structures of the municipalities in order to allow them to, look at increase in the fees, the revenues that they presently have at their disposal.
We are at one on that.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yo, the man just said them need to take responsibility and them have enough funds. Nita Garvey dispel that. I know him I say him agree. Yo, them money are too much cutlass, you know. That's why I can't trust them, you know. Them money are too much cutlass. There's no truth that come from their lips. Every time they open them out, just expect one lie. Can't trust them. Because what they do is sensationalize. That is what I've realized about the Jamaica Labour Party, you know. This government under Andrew Holness, they are good at sensationalizing. So instead of looking at the problem for what it is, they go, listen, but we are doing, but there is plans for, but we are going to address, but no, but what is the issue now? What is the current reality? That's what they do. And I see right through it because I'm listening to them over and over. You see, I'm the wrong one, you know. I tell them, you know, Bolo VNR is the wrong one for you to have. Start listening to you over and over and over again. Because I see through the nonsense. I see the gaps in the argument them wanna make. It's crazy to me, but let's continue. There's more. Oh wait, there's more.
I'm now at 72,015 social support for the poor. And Minister, I am seeing where that allocation is flat. And that area, I believe, is severely affected. Some of our poor relief regions are really without the adequate number of officers required to do the work. And the provisions for the indoor poor as well. I am not pleased with even the level of nutrition being provided for our indoor poor. What is the plan to stop the gap in this budget to improve the service we offer to our outdoor and indoor poor?
All right, remember, I will say to you that the amounts allocated could be far more in terms of the services to the poor. We have been getting incremental increases over the years for the infirmaries, for the outdoor poor. We have gotten some money in this year's budget for the construction of indigent housing. I am sure that based on the current situation, we will be approaching the Ministry of Finance in the new financial year for further assistance when it comes on to our poor relief program.
Good to hear that, Minister, because
that goes without saying. And we have been meeting with the poor relief officers right across the country to look at the programs. And based on the commitments in terms of building new infirmaries within the new financial year, I would not be too worried about the numbers as I speak right now.
Well, I can only speak to what I see in the books.
Right, and so I'm giving you that assurance.
So I appreciate the fact that you have indicated that they are reaching out to the media. 7,200, 72,009 solid waste management services. Minister, for me, this is an area that is a really sore point, very sore point. And the budget is some $8.5 billion, and that is down from a revised budget of $9.7 billion in the current fiscal year. Most of that cut, $1 billion, is in the area of garbage collection and disposal. Minister, every community, I don't know if there's one in Jamaica that is not struggling with garbage collection. And oddly, me and your friend. But him know who we're talking. But it is a genuine problem across Jamaica. And if we are not able to keep our communities clean, our people won't be able to lift their spirits, their moods, their attitude, because your surrounding also determines how you behave. So I'm wondering, Minister, what are we going to be doing to improve garbage collection to our citizens across Jamaica? 1. 2, how is it that to this blessed day...
Hold on there. Wait. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you something. The point that she's making about your surroundings is a point that my mother make all the time. Because my mother is a clean junkie, you know. My mother is a clean junkie. If you left my mother alone, she will, I say to her, she will clean the whole day. The whole day with and resting at the night and get up and clean again. The same house she clean yesterday, she can clean again. My mother is a clean junkie. You understand what I say? So the point is this. She's absolutely right. The attitude and the spirit of the people changes dramatically based off of their surroundings. If you have a clean surrounding and it things them in order and things set one way and organized and it's beautified, it lifts the spirit of the people. Now what we're having here in Jamaica now is that every community, and this is not a lie, my community is no different than living in a Jamaica. Let me tell you, you don't need to go far to see places where I just garbage dash down and no proper taking up a garbage. It is the reality. It is shameful and it is what it is. But I want to remind you of something, ladies and gentlemen. Who remember this? I'm going to play a little audio for you, man. Let me play this audio for you. Something that was quoted by the Prime Minister's wife. Janet, good night. Petal, how are you doing? Something that was quoted by the Prime Minister's wife. Want to listen to this?
Comrades, what have to take home is run. I know you can do it because the person who is in Parliament representing you right now is the person who says everywhere garbage there, and there's a PNP go live. No, if that is...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Speaker of the House that is in the House right now, Juliet Holness said that out her mouth at a campaign rally, that everywhere garbage there, a PMP there. Well, every single community in Jamaica is ravished with garbage, but I only win the election. So it's either two things. It's either on the TV election, right, and the whole entire Jamaica PMP, or JLP communities have garbage in it too. So wherever you find garbage, you find JLP people, no P people, and also PMP people. I don't know if she ever apologized for that, but even if she did, me still hold it against her. She damn out of order. But here we have it. I feel them government in power, ladies and gentlemen. It's their government in power. And we're having a garbage issue. Garbage is not being collected properly, but let us hear. Thank you very much. Keep it honest, because myself. Let us hear what the response is from Desmond Mackenzie. Let's continue.
I still cannot get a schedule for garbage collection in any community across the constituency. I would like to know that the management process can take us to a place where if it is only once a week, that the people in Knowledge Housing Scheme can know that on a Wednesday, they can put out the garbage and be sure that the NSWA will collect and that the dogs won't do what they do.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
And the rodents.
There's no denying that garbage is not a major problem. But I would not agree with you that there is no community in Jamaica that is free, that is not free of garbage. Even in inner city communities, there are clean communities. But remember, let me say this. If the country,
I said I didn't know of any. So,
remember, please. And I believe if there is one thing that can unite.
Would you want me to ask all the questions about NSWA, or would you?
No, I want to answer the question about the reduction in the thing. You are seeing a reduction of 1.3 billion. And that is a result of the third supplementary estimate. So when you take that out. But it is important for me to make the point that the National Solid Waste Management Authority have seen an increase in the allocation. I've seen an increase in the allocation. So it is not that we are not providing the resources for publicancy. And let me say this, and I want to speak to the country because...
But not with respect, if we are suggesting that the money is there and is adequate...
No, I never said it was adequate.
Well, that's what I was saying when I
No,
spoke to
I'm
the
not
budget.
saying that it was adequate. But what I'm saying,
So what was the damn point of talking about there was an increase in allocation? What you're telling us is that you have increased the allocation in the effort to collect garbage, and garbage is not being collected. So therein lies a very serious problem. It's a similar thing with Cornwall Regional Hospital. Arlene, good night. Celine, good night. It's a similar thing with Cornwall Regional Hospital. When you look at Pinnacle, Pinnacle took less than a year to be fixed. It's harder to build, and they spend less money building that building. But as a government contract in terms of Cornwall Regional Hospital, it was 2 billion, and then it rose up all the way to 21 billion estimation, and still hasn't been fixed in years, and all it's doing is being repaired. So there's an efficiency issue with your government and your governance. That is the real problem. That is the real problem. Let's continue.
we have been increasing
No, I understand that, but I'm not seeing.
on a yearly basis.
We understand that.
And there are times within 2, 3, if there are, say, 2 supplementary budgets within the financial year, solid waste would enjoy consideration.
Yes,
Right?
but I'm.
Let me just say this, member. Solid waste is covered from property taxes. Property taxes, and I want to remind this parliament, in 2016, when we took office, we were collecting under $5 billion for property taxes in Jamaica in 2016. Out of that figure, we owed the Jamaica Public Service Company almost $7 billion in street lights. We were able within 3 years to increase property tax collection to almost $8 billion. And then the following year after, we were able to write off, to pay off the debt of over $7 billion to the Jamaica Public Service Company. And from that, we have been debt-free. Remember, property tax alone is not adequate to meet the needs of the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
Well, if that's the case, my question is this. How comes the PMP was doing it when them did in power? Because according to you, they weren't collecting as much. But I've never seen garbage. I've never seen Jamaica this filthy under the People's National Party. I kid you not. I've never seen it. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong and tell me if I lie, me I tell. But I've never seen it. I've never seen Jamaica this filthy. Every single corner you go, everywhere you look, garbage, 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 dump, 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 dump. So I don't understand. I don't get it. But let's continue.
Impossible for solid waste alone. Property taxes is what pays the municipal corporation. Over 300 million a month is provided to pay the municipal corporations across the country.
So, Minister, I'm hearing you.
Right.
And I know all of the competing issues that require funding in your ministry. I am, however, at this time, speaking specifically to the cleanliness of our country and how it is that we intend to rectify how dirty some of our communities are. That's really where I am, Minister.
Okay.
And that if it is that we don't have sufficient funding, then we must find a way, separate and apart from what is collected by the local authorities, to be able to fund the garbage collection and disposal. If not, we are going to be back here next year with the communities in the same position, with contractors complaining that they are months behind in payment. And if they are they, Minister, are contractors, because they're still complaining that they're months behind in payment. Contractors are saying from Melissa, they're still waiting on payment. So everybody's paid up and everybody is good.
Member.
Then we're not giving you a chance to set it straight.
Member.
We have to show be it.
Member.
Should.
Member, I want to say this.
say, yo, them stuck, dead man Mackenzie a while ago in a one time warp, in a one time loop. Member. The man a stammer. The man a stammer. Hey, Beauty and the Beast. In Kiaman is not a Lenita Garbage. She is this is a class. This is intelligence versus arrogance. That's what you're witnessing right here. You're witnessing a man that has a temper issue, and I don't know his education level, but my God, it doesn't seem very high to me. Being he's an MP and all, it doesn't seem very high. Honestly. The man is getting angry and hot at the collar for no reason at all. And the lady is asking, what are we going to do? You admitted that the situation is dire. What is the plans to get it done? Right? That's where we're at. And then secondly, it is being said, she never said it's true, She said, the contractors are saying them still not get paid yet. It's not she saying, member. Member? You still are the power member? Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
Despite the challenges of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, the organization is at the top of its game as I speak in terms of its credibility and its performance.
Yo, these people really talking double. What do you mean despite of the challenges you're on top of your game? Brother, when you're on top of your game, you don't really have them type of challenge where we are here about garbage not being collected properly. You're not being honest about the situation, and this is the problem in Jamaica. If we do not recognize the problem, it cannot be fixed. And I think these guys are living in Lulu land. They are living in Lulu land. They don't want to face the reality that they're doing a piss poor job. And they need to change something, so they're doing the same thing over and over again and expect to collect our tax dollars. And then we know just take it. What the hell? What can go so?
Challenging. Huh? We speak about garbage collection. And let me just give you some figures that would probably help you. The total backlog of garbage collection right across the country is about 280 backlog. It is loads we're talking about. 218 truckloads backlog. It is the intention of the organization, despite the challenges with Melissa, because solid waste also, because of Melissa, they had to respond island-wide to debris management cleanup right across the country. And I want the country to have an appreciation for the work that you have been doing.
Were additional funds allocated for the? Were additional funds allocated to the NSWA to assist with the debris management? Right. Was that at the expense of the regular garbage collection in the country?
No.
They were doing
No.
Is it that private contractors were engaged to do this, or were they primarily NSWA trucks?
Private contractors and government trucks. We brought into the system 10 tipper trucks to assist in the debris management cleanup, especially in the 7 most affected parishes. But I was making the point that Christmas season is always the season that more garbage is generated in the country more than anything. And we saw that last year. It is the intention of the organization to work assiduously to reduce the backlog. There will be an extensive public relations campaign, because if the truth be told, we need to say to Jamaicans that they must also take personal responsibility as to how they dispose of their garbage.
I agree, but we're getting back to the budget, Minister.
No, we're talking about the budget.
No, man, wait. I don't want us to go too far. And then, you know I'm not. I don't want to be here till 12, so I try to help you along, Minister. Just to ask from the 4.7.
And let me say, there are no outstanding bills owed by the National Solid Waste Management Authority. There are no outstanding bills, no payments.
All right. So how are we planning to erase the backlog? I noticed you had some $4.57 billion on page 72,001, 12, right? I just want to know where, what else, because I'm not seeing any other funding to assist you in clearing the backlog. What is that and where is that? And I'm not seeing any capital budget for you either. Mr. Gordon, sorry.
You know, remember, there's an overall increase to the national solid waste for garbage collection. And we got an additional in this year's expenditure. We got an additional $3 billion in the new expenditure to assist solid waste.
We're clearing the backlog?
For public cleansing.
For public cleansing?
For public cleansing.
Yeah? What page is that?
This is,
the one that missed me.
But I'm telling you, there's this $3 billion within our...
I never see it, so I have to ask you, tell me which page.
Stop lying. Stop. 72.
Oh my God, bro.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
If you go to 7210, you will see a substantial amount that was allocated based on Hurricane Melissa. This was what was approved in the estimate of 25-26. It was revised to over $7 billion for Hurricane Melissa and clearance of bills. So when you do the maths and take it out, $3 billion is left for public cleansing. So it is here. So we can send you the schedule if you need it, remember?
Yeah.
So you can have a look at it. Okay?
Send me that one, because I'm not able to rectify that at this moment. But I will take a deeper look at it. Because I'm not seeing in the... It was supposed to be.
It is there.
So it's not supposed to be there now.
7210.
Oh,
So as I'm saying, in the current fiscal year, I'm not thinking it would be available.
This is 26-27, you know.
Oh my God.
This is for 26-27.
You said 25-26.
No,
and that there were 3 million left, 3 billion left back.
No. I gave what was approved in 25-26. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got an additional amount. It was revised in 25 through the third supplementary estimate. So we got back out of the... What do you mean we can't get it back? Just look in the book.
Are we?
Right, so it is there. Have a look at it. Sure.
Minister, are we planning to purchase any additional crane trucks to assist?
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be speaking some more about that in the sectorial. Based on the whole reconstruction that is taking place, there are going to be some involvement, not just for the National Solid Waste Management Authority, but also for the Jamaica Fire Brigade.
Okay. On 72,013, Minister, as it relates to the fire services, the provisions for the fire services really have been cut as well by almost some $100 million. And the hydrant, which I talked about last year, I'm back again with the hydrant rehabilitation program and maintenance program. And despite the growth of the high-rise buildings, I am not seeing where we have improved our hydrant maintenance program.
That's bad.
And it's very nerve-wracking for many citizens. Should there
really
be
bad.
a fire?
Can I respond to that?
Of course.
As of December 31st, there was a total of over 20,000 hydrants across the country. When compared to the 20,151 hydrants at the end of 2024. This shows an increase of 385 or 2% of hydrants across the country. So there has been, in fact, an increase in the number of hydrants across the country.
Talking about the maintenance and rehabilitation,
I'm coming
because
to
of that
also.
number that you already have, Minister. How many are indeed
So
working?
I'm coming to that also. The total number of working hydrants stood at 16,161, or 78% of the amount of hydrants And this shows an increase of 1,633 or 11% when compared to 14,000 reported at the end of 2024. It is to be noted that the total of 385 new hydrants were installed in 2025. Now, the maintenance of hydrants have been taking place.
Just on the same matter that you just spoke, Minister, have we ever done, and I'm going to allow you to finish, but just to finish up a question on fire, have we really done an analysis of how many hydrants we need, given the increased number of buildings that have been going up? Certainly in the...
Me tell you something, man. Socialists are not fool. That is the exact question. I don't watch this yet, no. This is my raw reaction to this, no. That is the exact question I was going to get to. Based on the amount of buildings and new buildings and construction and high-rise buildings, have you guys done an assessment as to what is the right amount, standard amount of fire hydrants do we need? And when you compare that to what you have, how do you grade yourself? Well, let's continue. You think the socialists are fool?
The urban centers.
Yes, it is a part of the whole development approval process where the assessment has to be done before the approvals are granted. And let me make the point. The inspection is done by the Jamaica Fire Brigade and it is done to the specification. What the brigade asks for is what has to be provided. And I want to give the country the assurance because it was just earlier this week we were discussing with the brigade about the whole question of earthquake and the amount of high-rise buildings going up across the country and the safety features around fire prevention. And
but hold on there. Desmond Mackenzie and the JLP look like them a listen to the prophecy them, man. We are come out about earthquake. So what him say? Him actually asked the fire brigade about the earthquake situation. Let me play that back. Hey, that they must catch me years now. Hold on there. Listen to this.
The inspection is done by the Jamaica Fire Brigade and it is done to the specification. What the brigade asks for is what has to be provided. And I want to give the country the assurance because it was just earlier this week we were discussing with the brigade about the whole question of earthquake and the amount of high-rise buildings going up across the country and the safety features around fire prevention. And I want to give the assurance that the Jamaica Fire Brigade is on top and has been working with the municipal corporations and the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management when it comes on to the installation and inspections of fire hydrants.
I'm not seeing any capital budget for any new fire units. And I'm seeing a reduction in the budget to rehabilitate existing units, some from some $135 to $58 million. I'm just wondering why is that, one, and two, for safety gears and equipment for our firefighters, how are we improving in that area when we are told by some firemen that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 have to be using the same air apparatus for breathing?
Minister, colleague, I want again to say how unfortunate that statement was. Because let me say this, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this administration since 2016 has provided more resources, equipment to the Jamaica Fire Brigade than any other government has.
So
and let me say this, please, member,
You made your job, allow me to respond.
Member.
You see, this is the problem in Jamaica. This is why we can't get anywhere. This was not a political question, They always go back to years ago. What is the current situation? The people them inside, the worker them, the fire brigade men them, they are the ones saying, oh my God, this is an issue. So why is it unfortunate that they should come out and say it is an issue? What are you suggesting, Desmond Mackenzie? The firemen that come out and say it's an issue, that they are PMP? How do you say he cannot tell if the fire brigade will be available after earthquake? Listen, that is a whole other conversation, Elena. But what I'm saying is this. This is very, very sad. This is because, listen, in a government, the government should want to, in my purview, improve things and improve the people's lives as much as possible without going back to what the administration before they do. Why they play politics? It's like, my God, she did not ask the question in a way to tear down or attack the minister, you know. This is why I labeled my live stream on the thumbnail Beauty and the Beast. These were very simple, beautifully elegant, eloquently asked questions. It was not asked with malice. These are issues that the people have, and the people want some answers, right? And he has to be this demonstrous and defensive because they know deep down they're not doing a good job at whatever it is that they're doing, and it's just the truth. It is terrible, man. We can't take no more than my people are bridging. We can't get nowhere positive. Honestly.
Remember, if we look at what was done, breathing apparatus, okay? How much of these we have provided? Bunker gear, right? Bunker gear. In 2025, 26, 250 sets of bunker gear at a cost of $124 million. Fire hose over $10 million. Industrial washing machine, including installation of solar water heaters to wash bunker gears, face masks.
No, I don't.
If you
No,
look
I don't. No, I don't.
provisions are made.
So
For
Minister,
this year,
Minister, so
for
it
this
means,
year, remember, please. Please.
No, I'm not helping you, You
Please.
have
Oh, we
nothing
are talking.
sticking to
And
the
we are
page
talking.
and the budget numbers.
Please.
So the minister
Please.
is going where you're
I wonder where
going,
the
going into
point
the
in this-
sectoral debate, and the minister is walking you through elements of the sectoral debate. He won't have to bother to give it again. So he's moved.
And this year report from last year.
So
You're
the estimates for
From last year. Means therefore,
Please.
Madam Chair, with all due
No,
respect,
let the
allow the minister to finish.
Let the
I am
minister
allowing
finish.
him. I am allowing him to
Go ahead,
finish
Minister.
because I will have to say.
Remember,
Embarrassing.
the estimates for 26, 27 is required to procure the following equipment. 200 sets of bunker gears, structural and bushfire, inclusive of clearance custom fees over 116 million. 10 self-contained breathing apparatus at 16.5 million. 45 self-contained apparatus cylinders, 17 million. 4 structural ramps, EMS equipment over 4 million. Adult material response equipment,
Minister,
21 million.
Minister.
Look,
Minister,
look,
against
look,
what
look.
is required.
The what?
Against what is required. So if we need 1,000 and you provide 10 last year, we still need 990. So with all due respect, the grandstanding not working, Minister.
Not working.
Because we don't have the equipment that we need. We do not.
Can I say
And
to
that
you?
is why we're still struggling. Our
Can I-
fire
can I
department
say
still
to you?
struggles.
Can I say to you, member? Go to page 7.
Can I say to you, Desmond Mackenzie, please shut up. You just got embarrassed because that is the whole point of this thing. Don't tell us what you have done. What is it that we actually need versus what we have? We're talking about the fire brigade. This has to do with people's lives. If the fire brigade is not equipped properly, then how do they save people's lives? How are they efficient? How are they quick? You know how fire spread fast? This is not something to be grandstanding about. Humble yourself. Humble your damn self. This means humility, but humility is not a part of the Jamaica Labour Party because you don't follow the philosophies of Michael Manley. A politician needs to be humble, humility, and integrity. Grandstanding talking about how much you have give. Exactly. If we need 1,000, I give it 10. We still need 990. You have gone nowhere. That is why you guys are so defensive in these finance outings. We have to outline what it is that you're actually doing and what it is that you've actually done and what actually needs to be done. Mighty God. No, man.
72,013, and you will see acquisition of firefighting equipment. This is not a bag-of-mouth government. This is a government of performance when it comes on to responding
You have
to
no
the Jamaica Fire
capital
Brigade.
budget, Minister. You can't buy no new units because all I'm hearing now is a bag of mouth coming
can
from
say-
you. And I'm not seeing the money to back up the mouth, Minister.
Be a chatting. Be a chatting.
Whole heap of chat.
Be a
Whole heap
chatting.
of chat. All right, so
You can, you, if
I
you,
am
you
now
can go to trade.
Minister, I
You
am
can go
still,
to the, it's in the book.
I am still
It's in the book.
insisting that our fire department is woefully lacking in gears and equipment.
Remember Nita Garvey.
30 brand new fire trucks in less than 6
I
years.
know
Never
I
before.
paid
In the history of the Jamaica Fire Brigade. Never before.
7,214. Can I ask my next question now?
And member Nita Garvey. Member Nita Garvey and Minister.
Minister, all right. Minister, all right.
No, Minister, all right. But Minister is not the
So
only
I only
minister
have
to present
I only have
today.
2 questions left. Him read the.
No, the answers.
No, I'm not. You're not getting cool, Lily.
Remember Nita?
Unless him give it to you. So, Minister, I'm asking about the trucking of water. A serious problem in the and rural development. Rural development is part of the Ministry of Local Government, right? And
You know, I love how Natalie Nita Garvey just dismissed Juliet Holness a while ago neatly. Minister, trucking. It's a very, very serious issue. Because all she's doing is wasting damn time and trying to help Desmond Mackenzie and to protect the status quo of the illusion that Oceanwide and other paid entities of the Jamaica Labour Party come out and try to create this facade of how the country is running well. When these issues are very, very serious issues, garbage collection, right, and the fire brigade, that's huge. Garbage collection can lead to further issues where health is concerned. And remember, they have sent home the Cuban doctors, ladies and gentlemen. We have a medical crisis as it is already. So you can imagine, I'm telling you guys, pray to God to help you to maneuver this time. It is going to get very, very serious under this government. These sellouts. Let's continue.
the same provision for the last 3 years. The Ministry of Water has already indicated that lower than expected rainfall, right, for this year. So I want to know, how can the $104 million serve 14 municipalities to provide this vital service? Most of our municipalities, none of the truck them now work, or one of the truck is working, and I am asking because I represent communities as well, and we suffer for water.
Remember, we'll be working closely with the Minister of Water. The allocation for the trucking of water still remains the same as of last year. We have already started the discussions with the Minister of Water to be a part of that wider drought control situation. We are a part of the council. We sit on the council that deals with the question of drought control and the approach that is to take. We will be providing resources.
If the Minister of Water assists you, that's what you're saying?
No, we do have money. We do have money in this year's budget to provide water, and we can also, turn to the equalization fund to assist us also in doing that. Okay? Already we have been getting requests. From MCs to assist in the trucking of water, and we will be responding in a positive way.
My commendations, Minister, on the long overdue groundbreaking at Alexandra Market. I'm very pleased for the people of those communities.
Thank you.
But there are many others who, there had to be a but, however. But I gave him the props. I gave him his props. But Minister, the market at Ocherius, are you aware that the bathroom facility there has not been working for 2 years?
And that is not true.
It's true.
Member.
I'm just asking if you're aware. Because I don't think you know.
Member.
Minister, asking if you're here.
I'm serious, member. Member.
Member Nito, Minister, Member Nito Garvey, Member Nito Garvey. Does that conclude your question? No, no, she said it was our last question.
Yes,
Sure.
come in.
All right, Minister.
Me say, you don't want to see the pain when they pan Juliet Holness face. The pain where Natalie Nita Garvey put her. Me I go screenshot this. The pain when Natalie Nita Garvey put her through to endure the questions, the critical questions that exposes this government, and they try to protect themselves from. That's why she's there, you know. She's very biased, right? And then we can link somebody from Ochi now where they in a market and ask them if the bathroom them now work for 2 years. And then we tell me if the bathroom now work for 2 years. So when them go chat about a lie, we can find out if it's true or not. And that's why it don't make no sense a lie. It don't make any sense, bro. When you fail, admit you fail, and just make you know, say, all right, you know, this is an issue, and we're going to get on top of it. And you move on. And make sure you get on top of it, you know. You see, because if the issue still persists, then we have to come back like, but you did tell me, say, you have to get on top of it. So you can't just make commitment, but then again, you know, when you look at Holness, he made a commitment for so many things that he has not fulfilled. You understand? Hold on the atom, you can't take a call right now. Hold on the atom, let me end the live first. And no, not the live. G's and P's, no. Atu, oi. Let me end the recording first and then me call it back. Alright? Alright. Yes, so what I'm saying, people, this is the same lady, you know, that actually told us that anywhere you see garbage, there's a PMP there. Yeah, man. I'm going to play that clip one more time before we leave to give context, to show now them people are disgusting.
Comrades, what have to take home is run. I know you can do it because the person who is in parliament representing you right now is the person who says everywhere garbage there and there's a PNP go live. No, if that is who you have representing you, you should lead a campaign with everybody who live in this part, not true, to tell them, say, somebody who don't respect you cannot go to parliament to represent you. To be able to do that, comrades, we need to see Comrade Patrick Peterkin in Parliament representing you. A man who looks like you, who comes from a family that is just like yours. A man who is humble but respects you and understands the level of representation and advocacy that you need in Gardner House.
Mighty God. Well, on the Jamaica, let me get Atu on the line there. Because Atu want to confirm something about this coaching market, you know. Well, on there. Let me call back Atu. Mighty God. What Atu I say? Let me get Atu on the phone. Yes. Hopefully it no sound away. Atu. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. The bathroom is going to try and not working because I have a friend.
Hold on. Take your time. Let me go on mute and take your time and say what you say.
The authorized bathroom and authorized not working. I have a friend who's not in the market. You have to go to the bus park to take a shower. The bathroom's not working. And you have to pay $200 per day to take a shower.
So you're saying that how long has the bathroom not been working in Ocherios Market? Atu. Oh God. Atu, you have the thing playing in the background. That's gonna mess things up. Turn that off.
You hearing me now?
Oh my God, that is perfect, man. So tell me now what you're saying about the market now.
I have a friend who said in the Woodbury market. And every day you got to go to the bus park to take a shower because the bathroom in the market not working. And you have to pay $200 per day to take a shower. $50 to go extra to do back 1 and 2. If you have to go there, there's $200 per day to take a shower. And and you have to go to the bus park, the one in the bus park, take a shower. And he's there right now.
I would love to have an interview with that person because the minister categorically said that Miss Nita Garvey is lying. And I want to know how long now the bathroom has not been working in Otrius Market.
I call you, matter of fact, I call you. As soon as I get off the phone, I can call him. A matter of fact, for my name, I say no. And it's been a while now that bathroom has not been working. He have to go to the bus park to take a shower. And it costs him $200 per day. $50 to do number 2. And there's nothing there. And sometimes the bathroom don't open none at all.
Wow. So it has been a long-standing issue with the bathroom, you're saying?
It's a long-standing issue from ever since it's been going on for a while. And it's been in the market for years now, and it's the same thing. Every time you take a shower, you have to go to the bus park to take a shower. Every day is $200 or $250.
So, I mean, how is it that we can have a market where the bathroom is not working and people selling food? They have to wash their hands? Isn't that like a hygienic issue?
Nothing hygienic around there. For you take a shower, if you want to go back to do number 2, you have to pay $50. No toilet paper, nothing. You have to pay for the toilet paper. You cannot do it in the market. There's a bathroom in the bus park. That's where you take a shower every day. When
Wow.
it's in the market.
Wow, that's
It's not working for real. It's not joke. It is there right now.
Wow.
It is there right now. I can give you a number when you get off the phone and you can tell you, and he can tell you because he knows.
Wow. Thank you so much, Arthur. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, man. God bless you. Well, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I hope the audio was not bad at the end there because I'm maneuvering the speaker and everything. But I said I could get somebody to call and somebody called me. I didn't even know that. I do have a friend in Otrius Market working there for years. And there you have it. There you have it. So I don't even understand why they lie about stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen. It's pointless. Jamaica is very small. One phone call and we can find out everything we are going. You ever hear about when Mr. Lonesome say my man in the wilderness and him have people all over? Bro, stop it. Stop lying. But I digress because this has been a long reaction and I have to split this video in 2. Then this reaction is a 1 hour long reaction. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Lord have mercy. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on. Me say, uno want to see sit their face. Mighty God. Our face twist up. Our face twist up, Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into this reaction right here. We need 1,000 likes, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt, minimum 1,000 likes for this one, alright? Dr. Alfred Dawes versus Christopher Tufton. Let's get into it. And Desmond McKenzie. I don't know how I'm getting involved, but I heard some things and I want to make sure that I hear it for myself. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
And the responses. And we...
Chairman, and go straight.
Justification for let's start with the objectives because I assume that is a justification for a 30 billion or 20% increase in
Kerry
the
Spence,
approved
big up
estimates.
yourself.
Increase in capital, increase in recurrence. So the justification is the objectives, right?
No, sir, they know one. No, sir. Only
So
party
we're
going over
seeing
fear.
where one of the objectives is reduce in the mortality of non-communicable diseases by 1/3 by 2030. I can't think of any country that has ever done that in 5 years. Data is there for Finland, that took a generation, Thailand, that took a generation, but this is pretty ambitious. We stand by this objective. Okay. All right.
The question is?
The question is this an adequate justification we can expect that this is what you're aiming for?
Okay, so this is the government that also reduced debt from 140% to just over 65%. So it is possible. It is, as well as significant reduction in crime and homicide rates. So if you're asking me if we're ambitious, yes, we are. If you're asking me that it will involve a lot of work, yes, it will. And later on, we can go into some of the things that we're doing to try and achieve it. So we prefer to set our targets high and work towards them.
You know, Dr. Alfred Dawes really set up Christopher Tufton, you know, because he knows him ego very, very high. So Dr. Alfred Dawes asked him a question based off research. Finland and other countries, it took them a generation to get the target that they are targeting in 5 years. And Dr. Alfred Dawes is saying that, are you guys really serious about this, or is this something to gaslight people and, you know, to just it sounds good, but in reality it couldn't happen. And let us look at the reality. What is Jamaica right now in terms of our healthcare system? We're in a crisis. He talked about, he really referenced getting crime down compared to the listen, you can't make this up. Let's continue. I don't want to belong with that one.
Minister, the person who set the targets for the objectives and the KPIs, they never spoke to each other, because the KPIs for hypertension, which is a leading cause of death, it has remained flat throughout the course of the next projected couple of years, when you're supposed to be decreasing it by a third. So hypertensive will not go down. Then one of so yeah, it's 31% flat to 2030, according to your KPIs. So you're saying that the performance indicators for these projects will mean that hypertension will not decrease, but deaths from chronic diseases, of which hypertension is a major contributor, will fall by 30%. That doesn't reconcile at all, Minister. Also, we
Sorry,
there was a.
Is that a question?
Yo, listen, man. I told you that I have not listened to this, but I know Dr. Alfred Dawes. I told you, this is the first time I'm listening to this now. This is my raw reaction to this now. I told you Dr. Alfred Dawes was setting him up, right? Because he just claimed that they're going to aim high. What they're aiming is at an impossibility, and he just proved that. I know, no, Dr. Tufton is going to say if that's a question. No, it's a statement. You don't know what the hell you're doing and what you're talking about. You don't have real tangible aims to nothing because you don't do research. You guys just say stuff and just throw things on the wall and expect it to stick. You're the worst government ever. And you're the worst health minister ever. I really pray that God removes all of you from your positions in short order. Who forget lock up, get locked up, and who forget force resign. Incompetent set of idiots. Or you have the thing projecting that there will be no reduction in hypertension, and that's one of the communicable diseases. Your projection saying that it's going to be the same as it is, or it's going to increase, but yet still you're talking about a reduction in death, when that is the number one thing in communicable diseases that cause death, and there won't be a reduction. What sense does that make? And then you have the audacity to ask Dr. Dawes, oh, is that a question? Wrong and strong. You're worse than Daryl Voss to blows and skirt, because the things that you are responsible for actually affect people's lives, right? Where they can actually lose their lives because of decisions that you make, or because you don't have no sense and don't know what you're doing. You're just incompetent. Mighty God.
Well, I'm saying, how do you reconcile the two, where your KPIs are flat, but you have a 30% reduction in the objectives?
So allow me to respond if it's a question. So first of all, there's a difference between debts. Mike, check. There's clearly a difference between debts and a particular affliction. Hypertension being flat doesn't necessarily mean that people will die from hypertension. There are a number of things that we're doing to cauterize and control non-communicable diseases. And you will agree as a medical practitioner that you don't change these things radically overnight, but you can control them. And there are a number of programs that we have in the ministry now, programs that have been announced, and programs to come, which we believe will control conditions while we work with the very young within the school system through things like nutrition policy to adjust diet and hopefully over time erase or certainly minimize those particular conditions.
All right. I mean, I don't want to go too much into the medical thing, but if you have a constant number without a commensurate increase in preventative services, I'm not seeing where a lot of the funding is going towards the actual treatment.
On what basis do you say we don't?
Because we all right, well, when we go into the capital, we'll discuss the chronic diseases program, which is primarily infrastructural based.
When we get there again.
All right, good. The other thing that we wanted to look at through the...
Ladies and gentlemen, in other words, stuff that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, yeah? Let's continue. Trust the doctor. Don't trust stuff that. Trust the doctor.
Objectives. You man had all day to prepare.
Remember, stick to the question. No side talking, please.
Thank you, Chair. Priority staffing gaps to be reduced by 5%. What is the baseline where it's coming from? Because we know that it is very easy to say you have an improvement if you convert contracts to posts. So what have you done enough studies to see what is the precise number of vacant funded posts by categories? And given that the compensation of employees has increased by 18 billion to 20%, is this a net increase in filled posts or primarily salary adjustments?
It's a combination of both. So the intention is to provide funding in consultation with the Ministry of Finance as the complement of staff increases. The strategy, as you perhaps would have heard, is to do a number of things. Firstly, we're going to expand training by virtue of building out more hospitals. So clinical rotation space will be more available.
Russell in the building,
have
what's up,
additional
bro?
capacity, more operating theaters, more bed space from the build out. But secondly, to collaborate cross-border for more recruitment and training. You would have heard that we had a visit to
Russell
India,
with the 10, man.
to
Shout out to
Philippines.
Russell.
We have MOUs to sign with Ghana, that would have made public also, Nigeria. And at the core, we also did some ads in the diaspora and got responses, just as a case in point, from 136 potential interests, not all from the diaspora, but quite a bit from the diaspora. And we're now in the process of vetting those applications. So there is a multi-pronged approach towards staff improvements, increases. And so the positions that have been created will be supported by the multi-pronged approach. And we're hoping for the best to achieve those objectives.
I'd just like you to answer the question, though, about the precise number of vacant funded posts.
I will have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
I don't have that kind of precision memory.
All right.
But you can pose questions or I can get back to you on it.
Okay. Another objective is to conclude 85% of key infrastructural projects within cost, scope, and schedule by 2030. 85%. Currently, the baseline is 0%. Every project in the capital budget has time and cost overruns significantly. What specific structural reforms to project management, procurement, oversight, and contractor accountability have you implemented to move from 0% to 85% in 4 years?
Well, I'm not sure that you're correct in terms of 0%. The most structured capital project that we have, which started late, but has caught on in terms of time and is on budget, is the health system strengthening project, which is led by the IDB, EU, and GOJ. We're building out Spanish Town Hospital, which is slated to finish by first quarter next year. We have St. Jago, Old Harbor, and Portmore health centers, which are slated to be completed this year. Clearly, we have had time overruns and some cost adjustments for Cornwall. Western child and adolescent may actually attract some overruns, but that's a gift from the Chinese government. And there are other projects, if you're looking to the next 5 years, which are coming on stream based on the Melissa damage, based on the projects involving the university, power, and others that I will speak to later on, where we hope to learn from some of the challenges that we've had in the past, and assuming no unexpected circumstances like a hurricane or otherwise, we're going to work to ensuring that we keep cost and time in check.
All right. We'll revisit that when we go to the capital budget. Going to sub-program 2, activity 1001, there is a subsection 31 on the recurrent budget that's titled land for 310 million with a further 310 million over the next 3 years. What is land, Minister?
Okay, so the Type 5 clinic in Montego Bay is bursting at its seams. It's a very busy clinic. It is exactly beside a piece of land, formerly the Montego Bay Ice Factory. And we, through the NLA and the regular procurement process, made an offer and have had an agreement to purchase that land with the intention of doing a design to expand the Type 5 clinic and also to provide better parking at that facility. So that's the contract has been signed. I think there has been a down payment already. So the budget that you see there is to complete that transaction for the Type 5 clinic expansion.
Is that proper accounting, though, to have a capital project such as that broken up and listed on the recurrent?
It's appropriate if it involves just the purchase of the land.
So what exactly is the value of the land then? Because we're seeing 310 million every year for 4 years.
I don't do those transactions. I can get that detail for 4 years. No, the land is far less than that.
Well, it's what you have here. Object 31.
The land is less than 300,000, so I'm not. I'd have to.
We're seeing over $1 billion for that line item, so I think it probably should be revisited.
$1 billion?
What? Oh, I'm told it should not have been repeated.
Okay.
It's one figure.
But you're sure it should be under recurrent rather than capital?
I'm being advised by the financial. For land, I'm told, can actually replace where it is.
Under recurrent?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, Minister, let's, before I move on to capital, Jamaica Cancer Society, is that only $1 million that they're getting?
Can you give me the line item, please?
Line item, that's page 42,006 on the auxiliary healthcare services. If we're really talking about reducing deaths from chronic diseases, $1 million for Cancer Society, you think that's enough?
Well, it's a subvention, but you're assuming that's the only effort that is being put out to reduce cancer-related illnesses. Clearly, the government has its own program. Jamaica Cancer Society is an NGO, and we work with them, both with the subvention, but on specific programs. The agencies of government, like the NHF and others, work with them also. So they'll certainly benefit more than what is here, but this is a definitive subvention that we give to them and other NGOs.
Well, I mean, they do quite a bit of screening, and we are lacking in that aspect. So I would think that if we can empower them, it would assist somewhat. $1 million is really a drop in the bucket. All right. Going back to the capital budget.
And they have a problem with capital budget spending, in the Jamaica Labour Party. Serious problem. They are underspending on the capital budget for a lot of things. So that further compounds the problem. You know what I mean?
All right. So going back to what we discussed further about the timelines and the costing. So the Western Children's Adolescent Hospital, the original completion date was set for March 2020. We're 4 years and 9 months behind. Our initial contribution outside of what the PRC committed was $7 billion. Now we're up to $10 billion. The prevention and care management of NCDs, I'm not sure, you can probably guide me with this, if it is that we have added additional clinics and hospitals outside of the 3 hospitals and 10 clinics. We have moved from initially December 2023 to now December 2028, an additional 5 years. Budget moving from 8 billion, and that is outside of what the multinationals are assisting us with, to 21 billion, 165% increase. Cornwall, as you had mentioned before, we all accept that that is the largest increase in any capital expenditure in the Ministry of Health. Move from an initial total estimate of 5 billion to now 21 billion, with the initial completion date scheduled for March 2023. We are now at January 2028. Well, going after this, 2018. Well, when they started the works, it was 2023. Then we look at the redevelopment and modernization of UA. Initially, the total estimate was 7 billion. Now we are at 16 billion, 131% variation. And we haven't started as yet, really, outside of the parking lot. Initially, it was scheduled to be completed December 2026. Now the revised completion date is March 2029, an additional 2 years and 3 months. So a combined total in all 4 projects, we're moving from an initial total estimated cost of 27 billion to now we are at $69.9 billion, more than $42 billion, 154% increase, with every project overrun in its original completion date, scheduled slippage, 2 years, 3 months to 5 years. So it does give you a baseline of 0% completion on time and without overruns compared to the ambitious 80%.
Okay, so let me respond. So first of all, I think when you describe the situation that way, so let me respond. So first of all, I think when you describe the situation that way, it does give an impression, but context is very important.
I'm just using your numbers.
No, yeah, but let me respond. I listen to you. Context is very important. One of the part of the context that is ignored by your statement is the intervention of unplanned events, COVID being the most substantial unplanned event. For 3 years during the COVID period, very little could have been done in terms of executing on many of these capital projects, Cornwall Regional being certainly one, because of the circumstances around confronting COVID. So as it relates to timelines on those projects, or the projects that were crafted during that period, you would have obviously had those delays to contend with. Beyond that, when you have delays, it has implications for cost in some instances. In the case of Cornwall Regional, I've been at pains to explain that Cornwall Regional was a rescoping of a project that started off to repair one process and then ending up scrapped in the building totally to literally rebuild the hospital. And I believe that has been explained not just by me, but by the experts, including the engineers that we have hired, who are a part of the quality assurance and the quality control. So the point is, for each of those projects, there's an explanation as to why we are where we are. UHWI, that project was conceived and started before the administration. In fact, it was initiated out of the University of the West Indies, not even so much the Ministry of Health, in terms of its initial designs and its initial cost estimates. When it became time to be pursued from a procurement standpoint, there was a revision of what was required in order to complete and to adjust the design to be more appropriate for the institution, hence the costing. As you have pointed out correctly, the project has not started. So I'm not sure that you can claim overrun for something that has not started to be constructed as yet, except for the car park. The contract was awarded based on an evaluation of the cost at the time when it was pursued in terms of procurement, even though it was conceptualized many years before that. There are other projects which you have not mentioned that have kept to some timelines and some costs, like parts of the IDB project. I outlined some of those to you. So I wouldn't say that is 0%. What I would say, though, is that those projects that you have referenced, there has been a context to why the cost had to be rescoped and timelines were missed, particularly in the context of COVID. And the projects are now in full swing. And I believe that ultimately the consumers, the patients, and Jamaicans will get the appropriate benefits from the project once they are completed.
As we're at UHWI, the Auditor General had flagged several procurement breaches, about $500 million of projects that had no documentation for it. With the same management, the same board in place, even when we are facing a revolt against senior management by the staff currently, are you confident giving that same institution $1.38 billion with all of the procurement issues presided by over the same management that is there now?
Well, first of all, I am not going to comment too much on the Cornwall issue. I know the UE issue. I've heard you comment extensively on it and appear to have sometimes more information than I. What I will say, however, is that it's not the same management. There is a different manager in the institution, Mr. Eric Hussein. The board has been adjusted, but the chairman remains the same. The chairman did not preside over the entire process. And as you know, or should know, the board is made up of nominees from various entities, not just from the minister's nomination. In fact, as Minister of Health and Wellness, I nominate a minority of the board members of the University Hospital, 8 of 18. The others coming from the University of the West Indies and from a few other medical bodies. So it's while I could have changed the nominee for chairman, in my judgment, I thought he could manage with the board members that were there and others that were nominated, and the change management. Plus, of course, you would have heard that we appointed an oversight team to look at the institution with all of its complexities and to make some recommendations, which I'm awaiting in another month or 6 weeks. They have 3 months or so. When we get that report, we will make whatever decisions around what is being recommended. It's a competent team. There are representatives from the University of the West Indies, from the private sector, and they possess, I believe, the skill sets to assess the systemic challenges at the university, which are challenges that has a historical context, as you know, well before my time in terms of procurement processes and so on. But I'm not prepared to cast any judgment as of now until that report comes forth. And at that point, we will comment more authoritatively on it. And that will find its way as far as the cabinet for its guidance.
So I should take it from your statements that the CEO is currently on vacation leave, is not coming back? Because you said there's a new CEO.
There's a new acting CEO. I make no judgment.
But the CEO is on vacation.
Yes.
So he's technically still the CEO.
There is a CEO on the job working, which is not
until the CEO comes back from vacation.
No. Listen to me.
We're talking about the $1.3 billion.
Member,
it's not going to be spent.
You're going to ask a question and allow the minister to answer. Please.
There is a CEO on the job now. There's a CEO on the job now. And there's a board chairman, and there's a committee.
Member, you're going to ask a question and allow the minister to answer. Please.
There is a CEO on the job now. There's a CEO on the job now. And there's a board with a board chairman, and there's a committee that is assessing to provide some information.
What I'm asking, Minister, is how long is the tenure of the acting CEO, and will he still be in place after the CEO who has tenure comes back from his vacation?
And I'm saying to you that the board provides the guidance on those decisions. And I have confidence in the board to make that decision when the time comes. There are many things that are happening at this point in time. You will recall that the board called in the fraud squad, for example, who are investigating. I don't know where those investigations are going to lead, or who may be implicated, or what may be the results. There are members here, yourself included, who have spent time defending your own involvement or lack thereof. I cast no judgment on that either. So what I'm saying is a very fluid situation. From my vantage point, I have appointed a board with a chairman, a committee to look at the systemic challenges within the institution, and there is a temporary CEO to govern the day-to-day activities. And I believe that's the best we can do at this point until further notice based on all else that is happening.
So it's safe to say that there is no new CEO. There's no newly appointed CEO.
Can you move on to the next question? Because obviously
we have a CEO in place for 4 weeks while somebody's on vacation. Why are you still here at your age? Go home and play with the grandparents, man.
Member.
Go play with the grandchildren.
Next question. Next question. May I remind you, member, that you're not the chair here?
Look at that man. How comes Desmond Mackenzie get involved in this conversation right here? So what really happened? What happened? I think Christopher Tufton was doing a great job in deflecting and going around the bush and around the corner in answering the question whether or not there's a new CEO. There's an acting CEO, right? Or whatever, chairman, whatever. And The other one gone on vacation. So what that mean? It's a legitimate question. We're talking about billions of dollars being allocated to this particular entity, and you're telling me, as the government, as the minister of government, as the minister of health, you don't want to make any executive decision as to how our tax dollars is being protected, right? You can say, yes, I'm going to fire that person because they don't share the confidence of the people of Jamaica. The well-thinking people of Jamaica, by the way. They don't share our confidence in the UHWI. And because it's allegedly your friend from high school, the Manchester boys, you don't want to be any part of it. So instead of doing your job and your duty, you're trying to recuse yourself of that. Yeah, man, let the board deal with it because whatever. That's all I'm hearing from Christopher Tufton. That's my interpretation, and I'm entitled to it. That's my interpretation. I'm a virgin. So you are going. I don't want to fire him. If it is that something come up and them come with evidence and them have to fire him, so will be the case. But I will not fire him. Mighty God, party shop government, and then this one right here, Desmond McKenzie, out here getting all heated. I've never seen Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes respond in the manner that he did. So clearly, Desmond McKenzie must have said something, because somebody is always coming to the rescue of the person that is being questioned. And anytime the questions start to get heated, them jumping because them can't help themselves. They are not confident in their their colleagues' ability. You understand? Because they know it looks terrible, ladies and gentlemen, and they are getting roasted in Parliament, and I am loving it. I am absolutely. Let's continue. I'm loving it.
Two, when you remember where I see the all else that is happening.
So it's safe to say that there is no new CEO. There's no newly appointed CEO.
Can you move on to the next question? Obviously,
We have a CEO in place for 4 weeks while somebody's on vacation. Why are you still here at your age? Go home and play with the grandparents, man. Remember, go play with the grandchildren. Next question. Next question. May I remind you, member, that you're not the chair.
So then man Mackenzie say you should be ashamed of yourself. And that's all I hear him say. And something about you remember that. But I see Zulika just over here just cheesing. Hey, shout out Zulika Jess. Love you, baby. Yo. No, Parliament. Hey, you say Parliament that.
And two, when a member who is given the floor diverted into having, you are not the chair.
Yo, Miss Desmond Mackenzie lip start. You know when people angry and their lips start tremble. Jamaica Bolo.
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland.
Tell him, man.
Members.
one of him. Who when I talk to him? How comes him get involved? When they call him Terry Long, how comes him get involved? Oh, him so hot and bothered. You know when somebody trouble a girl? And you defend a girl, you know them way there? Yeah man, I saw him go on, you know. This not look good. This not safe.
He will never. It is an outrage.
Yo, hey man, listen. Listen, man. It's Zulika just for me. Like, become queen of the south, but yo, that's ruffle them feathers, but that's not talk to him. And him ruffle him own feathers him too enough. When him gonna get involved in people in conversation for about health. Your health minister, shut your mouth and listen. I want you. And him cause all this and nonsense and this a bahala balu you have to go on in the parliament. He look like him have something against Dr. Dawes. And I heard that they mentioned Dr. Dawes being poisoned. Or there was an attempt to poison him. I wonder, why would you mention something like that? Them think they really expose people, you know. Dr. Dawes don't even shake their hand. You hear what I say? Don't even shake them hand, Dr. Dawes. As a matter of fact, all the members of the People's National Party want to stay far from them people here. As far as possible. Don't trust none of them in our parliament. Avoid them as much as possible. If you shake them hand, make sure you wipe off your hand clean and disinfect your hand. As a matter of fact, you don't have to shake nobody hand. Elbow. Treat them like when how them deal with what name? Back in a pandemic. Yeah man, elbow and foot man. Don't shake none of them hand. We don't trust them, bro. Cause if you come talk about this a situation and all that come in, you mention Dr. Dawes and Poison and them something. You have something, you really have something against Dr. Dawes personally? You really born no say Dr. Dawes in a parliament. Me sweet me say we have to get them out. Them gots to go. So they can just stop laughing. Don't pass sleepy, get up and put on him back. Here the old scoundrel.
Mr. Chairman, can we continue?
I am going to ask Member Garvey, please stop. And if I have to rule, I don't want to go down that. I don't want. If you continue.
You see that brother here? That brother here, him and Juliet Holness not different, you know. Terry long tongue there over this and run off him out and I go on him most way. I mean, you said nothing to him. And Anita Garvey him have strength for. Natalie Nita Garvey. Coop on him too. Big up Dr. Alfred Dawes here, man.
And I'm going to say this now. Any member who is given the floor to speak, you should do so. And don't pay attention. I've asked you on more than one occasion. Pay attention and you're not the chair. You're not the chair. And please, don't let me have to name. I'm going to start again.
One thing, I love Queen Eye South. I go on if you go. She's right. It's unfair. He was being heckled the entire time. I know Dr. Alfred does. I have observed him. He's not a man where you understand him very, very smooth, calm, and collected. You feel me? I deal with very, very disciplined. You feel me? I say for him to go and tell him say why you don't go and play with your grandchildren and my grandparents. It means saying when I do too much. When I do too much and everybody cup full and the chair is not doing the chair's job. Right? The chair if you make a order and tell the man to shut up his mouth and make the thing continue and run smooth. And we have this gigantic waste of time instead of dealing with the issues at hand. But then again, this might be a strategy to deflect from the fact that the UHWI situation. But we're not come off it. We're not let it go. We're not come off it. No. You can best believe that.
Remember, we have one chairman. Two, whenever I give the floor and has a
Oh, I said Desmond Mackenzie say nobody never poison him yet. So Dr. Alfred Dow said nobody never beat me yet. Yo, bro, you walked right into that one, bro. Yo. Yes. Who take beating and glad say they get beaten. Who admit say they get beaten from Edward Siaga and glad say they get beaten. Dr. Alfred Dow said nobody never beat me yet. Mighty God. How did he respond? I'm just hearing this, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm telling you, I'm here for it. I am here for it. You understand? Nobody never beat me yet. Telling Dr. Alfred Dawes, damn out of order. You feel like?
Mr. Chairman,
Hey, when you see how Desmond Mackenzie have to cool and calm, look on your face all that. You know what time it is. Yeah. Watch him face. Desmond, you know what time it is, man. Them new PMP and really and a smarty for rampant and a soft soap business. You understand? Yeah, man, and a soft thing. Yeah, don't bother feel like say we don't know the antecedents of the labor rights them from way back when. You understand? So nobody feel like you can come in a parliament come bully nobody because they knew that now go work. Your time up. You're on the exit, them on the incline and you up on the decline. Whether you exit out of the world or you exit out of parliament, you're on the exit. Humble, and mine a fumble. I'll tell you what you're dealing with. No, stand up on the face. Go here. Hot under the collar. Right about
Chairman, listen, I, if I may, I am in the chair and I am prepared to respond to the questions. And we don't need to do it in a disrespectful way. The member has an opportunity to ask his questions. And, you know, the idea of an age being in this house, the member from West Kingston has the highest number of votes in the last election. So and that's the only thing that qualifies him to be here. Nothing else, not his age or anything else. But in other words,
tough time, we don't want to hear nothing about that. We don't want to hear nothing about that because of no bias. Stop echo the man. If you never echo the man wouldn't respond to him like that. You understand? No apology. I want him to hear and come talk about what pies now. Go in for go it. Talk shit now he is. Oh, sure.
let's just move on. Let's move on. And these are important issues. So go ahead, through your chair. Go ahead, member, with your questions.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
And you see, look for the hypocrite we just said that a while ago. I know them say something over this and him a laugh. And the whole of them over the JLP a laugh. That's why I said Dr. Alfred Azan and the PNP, you know, rub them out. Don't hold back. Rub them out in the parliament. Don't make nobody bully you, know what I'm doing? Oh, you remember good. Laugh off them face.
Going now, Minister.
Yes, go ahead, go ahead.
So, head 4234, Bellevue Hospital.
4234.
We have spoken quite a bit about mental health.
Yes.
And destigmatization. In a recent visit to Bellevue, I can assure you Bellevue is not an 800-bed facility. Some wards are unusable. They're in a deplorable state, and they cannot house patients. Patients are frequently, I'm told, turned away. But yet there's no capital budget. And this hospital is not included in any of the capital projects.
Right. What's the question?
The question is, why doesn't Bellevue have a capital budget so it can have proper facilities, repairs, expansion, since we value mental health so much?
All right, so I do agree with you, member, that mental health is a real challenge. And the truth is, Bellevue has been doing a very good job in managing its component of that portfolio. The other aspects of it being the parish mental health teams that are across the country and hospitals and in the field. So you can't assess the mental health function by just looking at Bellevue. Having said that, Bellevue is the premier mental health institution. There is a 200 million in the budget to support technical studies, to look at the redevelopment of Bellevue. Now, where are we with that process? It's now in the final stages of the procurement process. The intention, and I believe I had spoken to it before, is to build a 100-bed acute facility, a new building, as part of the new Bellevue in terms of inpatient care, acute care, as well as to look at the rest of Bellevue to determine how best to move it forward. So what I'll assure you and the country is that over the next few years, the Bellevue will be transformed to representing a more modern mental health facility, as well as supporting the other elements of mental illness in the field, where, according to the 2016 Earl Wright report on mental health and homelessness, more of the mental health functions are to be conducted in communities as opposed to institutionalization. That's a new approach. And we have started that process.
As you speak about reintegration or doing mental health work in the communities, you speak about an increase in the reintegration rates, yet you have cut the occupational and reintegration budget. How can you demand more with less?
So first of all, your interpretation is incorrect. Let me try and just clarify the vision for you. The vision is to focus on treating patients within their communities through outreach, to institutionalize less. And the Bellevue operation itself had most of its patients there, more than half, who were there more as social cases, for persons whose conditions were controlled through medication or otherwise, but had nowhere to go. And as a consequence, were living at Bellevue as a social case. Part of the overall redevelopment is to separate the population, move those out or somewhere else, some sort of a halfway house, for want of a better terminology, and to minimize inpatient care by treating acute cases within a period of time and then managing those cases outside of the institutionalization.
The problem with that, Minister, is that you cannot treat them acutely if you have no beds.
I just spoke to you about the expansion.
The expansion, but what about now?
Well, people are there now. And there are always short-term efforts to improve the conditions if there needs to be. But the transformation of Bellevue is going to be a much more comprehensive project. And I can assure you, member, that during the course of this financial year, we will unveil what a transformation will look like in terms of concrete, mortar, and bed count, and where the focus will be. But again, let me emphasize, the issue is not to institutionalize, and that's the best practices globally, by the way. I'm going by the advice of the experts. And I would certainly commend the 2016 report, Mental Health and Homelessness Task Force report, which is available to give you some indication as to what we're working on and what we have been working on.
I understand the plan for greater community-based care and call it downsizing of Bellevue that has been around from about 2007. but it's not.
I'm referring you to the more modern, recent, 2016
the idea has been around, but it's not working. Every now and again, we hear about somebody who assaults someone, but we've heard the horror stories, chopping up someone, grabbing a policeman's gun, using a hammer, and then the community descends on them. And all of this stems from poor community management. When you have an acute psychotic break, you hardly have teams that are out there. That is underfunded. When they go to the hospitals, they're kept on the regular wards, and the staff cannot manage them. And in many instances, they are right in the emergency departments beside acutely ill patients. You have someone with a heart attack here and a psychotic patient making a lot of noise, being boisterous. The system is just not working. And whereas I commend the idea that you're looking for, the idealistic approach, we have to do something now. And there must be something in the budget, some reallocation, where you can fix up some wards or pay attention to some of the community, the parish hospitals, type B hospitals, type C hospitals, and see if we can address that psychiatric issue.
Remember, first of all, I think if you want to explore the full policies and programs of mental health, you have to go way beyond what those manifested symptoms are suggesting, which are not good, and I accept that. But mental health has become a bigger problem than it has been over the last decade for a number of reasons, which I won't go into. And the ministry has been tackling the mental health challenges at all levels of the society. And I can give you information on the schools, where we have trained over 500 teachers to recognize challenges with students. The award-winning Do Your Share project, which won an award in London last week for its effectiveness on the ground, that involves the wellness bench and all the other things that go with that at the level of schools. We have actually expanded some of the mobility at the parish level. Still need to do more, so I'm not suggesting that it is perfect. And you also have to make a connection between the very infrastructure build-outs that you cited earlier and the capacity to treat with, among other things, mental health cases. So the Cornwall Regional and Western Child and Adolescent will move the capacity of that location to almost 700 beds from the 400 and that or so where it was originally. That capacity will allow for better facilities and treatment. Spanish Town Hospital will add bed capacity, similarly so, and I could go on and on. So while I do agree that the cases that have represented deviant behavior and where innocent victims have been, persons have become victims, and that's something we need to deal with whenever it happens and try to prevent it. It's not to take away from the fact that a lot has been done, even though more needs to be done, and that the government is pursuing a more holistic approach from the schools, in the communities, and through the expansion of some of the infrastructure that is taking place. So I do expect to have a more effective strategy based on all of these developments, including the Bellevue's development.
Okay.
I just want to point out that he just said a whole bunch of nothing. All he did was go around the block 4 times, take 5 U-turns, and somehow reach back to the exact point where he was at. I'm not saying that this is not a real issue, but, I'm not saying that we don't have challenges, but it's not because we did not try, but we failed, but I'm not saying that we failed, but, we're going to do another thing that is more holistic, because not that we failed, but we tried, but, a whole bunch of nothing. Let's continue.
Object 25, use of goods and services. Notice there's a cut from last year. Is this sufficient to cover the patient, food, security, whatever it is, all the different obligations? Or have you in the past had to give them a supplementary budget? And if yes, would a cut following the necessity of a supplementary budget be prudent?
Can I get a page on the line?
420345. 25. Use of goods and services.
All right, so it goes directly to the ministry. I need to check on it because the budget for Bellevue goes directly to the Ministry of Finance, not to the Ministry of Health. I don't know if you know that that's the arrangement. So I would need to find out from the Ministry of Finance what was submitted versus what was allocated. We don't have the rationale within the Ministry of Health and Wellness. There may be, and I'm just speculating here, maybe I shouldn't, but the population of Bellevue has actually declined over time. So the need for a budget to support the population may be the justification for the reduction. When I started as minister in 2016, Bellevue had, I believe it had just over 1,000 persons. I think right now, Bellevue's population is closer to 600, if I'm not mistaken. So that reduction would possibly account for the reduction in the goods and services.
Based on your numbers, there hasn't been a significant reduction in the patients treated or patients rehabilitated to justify a fall in Object 25.
Well, it depends, because it's not just a function of the numbers. All of the numbers have been reduced.
No, but you're saying the numbers are less. I'm telling you they're not.
They are less.
No. Over the time when I'm comparing, the numbers are not less.
Well, I had a meeting in the last month with the team at Bellevue, the chairman, and my report is that the numbers are less. So if you are seeing otherwise, I'll have to check to find out.
Well, I'm going off again, Minister, your numbers. And according to the numbers in the book, the numbers have not changed.
Not based on the report I have, but I'll check and get back to you.
All right. I just have to go with what is presented before me. Final question, Minister. The Cubans are no longer with us. I realize that there has been a termination of the program by attrition over the last few years, where contracts were not renewed and Cuban doctors and nurses who went back were never replaced. I don't know if it was understood that we would have reached this point, but have you done a gap analysis to say what are the needs right now? I think you have just under 300 doctors, nurses, biomedical engineers. I'm particularly concerned about the Cuban eye care program, which does more cataract surgery, I believe, than all public hospitals combined island-wide, and is the main source of eye care for Jamaicans who can't afford to go privately and pay the $500,000 for a cataract surgery. What is going to happen when they go back to all of those Jamaicans who depend on the Cuban eye care program in particular? And what are your plans for filling the gaps in the underserved areas, the community centers, the hospitals where no Jamaicans want to go for social reasons, and we fill them with Cubans? What is going to happen to staffing in those areas now?
Okay. So the first thing I want to say is that your opening statement is incorrect. The Cubans are still with us. We have over 280 approximately, and they're still at their post, still working, including the eye care program. So it's a little exaggeration to say that. We are coming from about just under 350, and that decline has started over the last maybe 6-8 months, based on the expiration of those work permits, based on the agreements we had originally for those persons. We have persons here who still have some time. I know what you're referencing. You're referencing the MOU with the Cuban government, which is a very different thing. And that has been the tradition to negotiate an MOU, which then leads to the engagement of the Cuban healthcare workers. That negotiation, as said in a release today, has been in discussions without an agreement for just under a year. And the last point was that the counter proposal or proposal is with the Cuban government. They have not responded over a few months, and the government took the decision not to renew on that basis, having had a series of conversations. However, we have said that the health workers who are here have an opportunity, if they so desire, to engage in individual contracts. So this is not a termination of the desired relationship that we have. It's not a recognition of anything beyond what we have said publicly, that there's been a valuable relationship, and we appreciate it, and it does help the Jamaican people. And the offer is on the table for the workers who are here to have individual contracts, and that has been said publicly. The conversation continues. I don't know what will happen over the next week or 2 weeks, but suffice to say, the fluid nature of the conversation would not allow you or I to say that the Cubans have gone, because they have not. But there is a discussion taking place. Now, to the issue of the contingencies, even with the Cuban program, the truth is we have always had shortages because of migration and the expanded responsibility of the sick profile and limited training. So we have, over a number of years, been working to expand the cadre of workers from retention of those we have by improving some of the conditions of work. A lot of it's still a work in progress. You mentioned a number of the capital projects. Through compensation review, which gave a fairly substantial increase to a number of workers. And thirdly, through collaboration, through financing, through the Barwin Scholarship, where there are a number of persons studying in the system, with some graduating this year. Can't give the figures, but some of these graduates are going to now be integrated into the system because the bonding arrangement of 3 years after the scholarship is in effect. And the Barwin Scholarship is a 5-year program, and we're now going into our 3rd year. And some of the persons who got scholarships were studying for less than a year, especially the specialists. So we can provide some further details on that, but that will also help. In addition to that, we have over 100 trainees in various areas of specialization in in-house training, and those will start coming on stream later on this year. I'm told about June or so, which is not too long from now. And then finally, we have sought to do some overseas recruitment. But I have to be fulsome in the response. We're working on some overseas recruitment. Now, the overseas recruitment has taken several forms. We are waiting and possibly should be in a position to sign an MOU with Ghana. Ghana has an excess of healthcare workers. The Ghanaian foreign minister was here 3 weeks ago, I think. That was spoken about publicly. And he did comment that unemployment levels in Ghana is higher, 16% or so. They have healthcare workers who need jobs, including specialists, and they have a similar system to ours. And we have been able to work out an MOU to get some of those workers in. We have an MOU with Nigeria. But we got a few Nigerians recently, I think it was about 6 or so, including educators. And we are working on agreements with Philippines and India, where I visited recently. And then finally, as I said earlier, we had an ad in the paper for recruiting randomly, but targeting the diaspora. We had 136 expressions of interest, some extremely qualified. The point I'm making, member, is that we have a multi-pronged approach to dealing with the HR challenge. It is a challenge because healthcare workers globally are short. And any fallout from the Cuban agreement, meaning persons going back as opposed to exercising the option to stay, will amplify that problem. And it's a risk, and we understand that, which is why all the other things have to be factored in and are being worked on simultaneously. And we will just have to make it work. And we're not just sitting down and not doing anything. We're doing a number of things.
I hope for the sake of everyone who relies on the system that we can find some substitutes.
I hope so too.
That would be all. Thank you, Minister.
Yeah, so pretty much what it is Jamaica is in limbo. There's a lot of, we're planning, we're hoping. It's a lot of hoping going on. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. A whole heap of hoping. Paul, how you doing? A whole heap of hoping going on, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man, bless up yourself, Carl. Bless up yourself. But big up to Mr. Alfred Dawes, Dr. Alfred Dawes. Definitely smoked. Desmond McKenzie. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Shout out to Dr. Alfred Dawes, man. Shout out to Dr. Alfred Dawes. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. As they say in Parliament, it's on the Hansard, and we have them on record. You understand? And of course, we're gonna hold them accountable. Nadine, how are you? Good night. Make sure y'all smash that like button and become a member of the platform. All right? Yeah, man. Excuse me. Blessings. All right. So we have that covered. Now, to the meat and potatoes. To one of the meat and potatoes of tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just get these 3 videos lined up. Let me just turn this down because I don't want it to have the noise. Yes, let me see that. So this one, I need to put this on record. Here we go. So this is the first one, right? This video is the first one that this video is the first one. Alright, the second one that I would have to play is, let me see. no, this is the last one. No, this is definitely the second one. I would have to play, and then the last one is the next one right here. Right. Yes. Yes. Here we go. Alright. Let me just turn off my browser. Set this up real quick. And there we go. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, top of the morning, top of the night, wherever you are in the world, let me know in the comment section. Alright, in this one, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to explore the prophetic. Alright, a lot of people in Jamaica want to see the back of the Andrew Holness-led administration, and rightfully so. But we have to explore the prophetic, right? And so we're going to go to these 3 videos and put them into context. And of course, the date of which they were dropped is very important. Very important. Yes. Remember to like and share the video. Alright, let's get into this video. When I tell you, deliverance is coming, it is coming. But there's a role that we have to play as well for the liberation of Jamaica. Jamaica has to bow to the Most High. Period. 3 days fasting, prayer, and repentance. If it's not declared, certain things are going to happen. And the government has been getting this prophetic warning for quite some time, but they have not yielded to the call. Reasons why? It's up in the air. Alright? Let's get it.
So woe be unto those who are partnering with the revivalists, partnering, hallelujah, with the Rastafarians, partnering with the New Agers in the so-called interfaith collaboration. The Lord says, I am not a part of it. And I shall show open signs of my displeasure, said the Lord. Again, count 40 days from October 28th, when Melissa made landfall. The Lord says, watch my hand, watch my finger as I move across this nation. And so this again is an open call to the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Remember, the prophetic word is that your victory shall be a Pyrrhic victory. And if you think you see turmoil and hardship and difficulties, you ain't seen anything yet, said the Lord. For the longer you take to comply with my instructions, the more difficult it will be for you to govern the nation. The Lord says, I will make your brief tenure, hallelujah, that's very interesting. I will make your brief tenure tenuous. Brief tenure, hallelujah, that's very interesting. I will make your brief tenure tenuous. The nation. The Lord says, I will make your brief tenure, hallelujah, that's very interesting. I will make your brief tenure tenuous.
I will make your brief tenure tenuous. So all of the people that were out there talking about 1 p.m. and 3rd term and 4th term, thus saith the Lord, he will make Andrew Holness's tenure brief and tenuous. Go look at what that means. Brief means short, tenuous means trouble. Trouble. Why? Because the nation of Jamaica, from the head, has been disobedient to God. Yes. And therefore, that's God's word for us because we have been disobedient. Let's continue.
Say the Lord, tenuous and painful. Say the Lord, you still have the chance to listen to my voice. The Lord says, I have exposed you to my servants of the Lord over the years. You know the authentic vessels of God. Align yourself with them so that I, the Lord God, can extend grace, mercy, and favor to you so that you will be able to navigate or lead this nation through this moment of unprecedented crisis. The Lord says, worse is a righteous prime minister. And it might seem like a pipe dream. I'm smiling because those of us who are able to see in the realm of the spirit, we have some interesting developments coming this year that will trigger changes politically, which will take many by surprise because there are those who think that they are around forever and they can stay as long as they want. We shall see what we shall see. That's all I'm going to say. We shall see what we shall see. So apart from the intensification of judgment, which will come in different ways, not just natural disasters, but God will also use external intervention in the affairs of Jamaica. I'm going to say it one more time. God will use external interference in the affairs of Jamaica in order to set things right. Since we have leaders who think nobody like them, and they have put themselves in power through corrupt practices.
Mighty God.
We have, and they have put themselves in power through corrupt practices. We have a system, nobody like them, and they have put themselves in power through corrupt practices. We have a system of election where persons are to be duly elected,
Yes.
and they corrupt the system.
Yes.
So what God is going to do is going to use other means of displacing them. Watch election where persons are to be duly elected and they corrupt the system. So what God is going to do is going to use other means of displacing them. Watch and you will see. External intervention in addition to continued disasters of different types. So we shall see what we shall see. This is going to be a pivotal year which will pave the way for what will manifest in 2027. So we continue to pray the process through, not if Jamaica is the...
A couple things there that you should pay attention to. What he said about getting power through corrupt practices and also the electoral process. God reveals the secrets of heart. Here, pay attention to the prophetic word. When you hear people tell us say the JLP government did not win this last election democratically. I think a joke. What? This video now was 2 days ago. Let's hear this. It's getting closer, ladies and gentlemen. All the people out there that want to come back to Jamaica, right? And is waiting on this government to be removed. And I've been praying all the eye water of the children, them, all the eye water of the parents, them will lose them picked by the hands of the police. All of the issues, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you. The prayers are going to be answered very, very soon. Listen to this.
God, we are seeing more and more church leaders speaking up about the 3 days. We're seeing an increase in that, and we're happy because initially it was the impression that, oh, it is Shuttleworth's idea. Poor me. Huh? Me? My idea? Not my idea. So
more and more as I'm seeing others, men and women of God, waking up to the reality and also daring to listen. They are now coming forward and said it's 3 days. Yes, it is. And the Lord had made that clear some years now.
Yes.
And we will continue to say it because that's what the Lord requires.
Right?
At some little prayer breakfast here and prayer breakfast there, or person saying, oh, we're going to be wearing black and we march. No, that's not what is required. What is required is that the nation of Jamaica must be locked down for 3 days. That is what is required. And then, as a nation, we will move the heart and the hand of God to extend mercy and to shift things and reset things in this island of Jamaica. Failing that, we will continue to see conditions deteriorating in Jamaica through different types of adversities, including cataclysmic ones, and also what is now looming is external intervention into the affairs of this nation, which will lead to forced resignation of political leaders stepping down, yes, and also some of them being arrested publicly, will lead to forced resignation of political leaders stepping down, yes, and also some of them being arrested publicly. That is looming, and I'm speaking prophetically as the Lord is showing, which would also tie into the prophecy of ruffling of feathers, plucking out of feathers, and clipping of wings. Yes. So if we don't repent, these are a number of things that are intervention into the affairs of this nation, which will lead to forced resignation of political leaders stepping down, yes, and also some of them being arrested publicly. That is looming, and I'm speaking prophetically as the Lord is showing, which would also tie into the prophecy of ruffling of feathers, plucking out of feathers, and clipping of wings. Yes. So if we don't repent, these are a number of things that are in the offing, and we will just see them unveiling or unfolding right before our very eyes. And we
listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I am happier than a baby that got his first candy to hear the prophetic word. Any day now, ladies and gentlemen, any time now, we can see the corrupt leader them being forced to resign or getting locked up publicly. And I don't business which side of the island depend them for the PNP or JLP, me not business. All of them have to come down. Them have to come down. This nation cannot continue in the corrupt manner it is operating. All of the nastiness that is happening in Jamaica. The spiritual collusion and destruction where the man them bring down upon this nation, which we also as Jamaicans have played a part in some way or the other. But if the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. You understand? And I'm happy to hear the word of the Lord in regards to what is coming to these people. I am elated. You know when I will be more elated? When I see it happen. You know, I'm going to have a party over here. Best believe that. So you guys stay tuned. When we see God start move them and lock them up, you know, people start get forced to resign, you know, and people start get locked up publicly, you know. I'm telling you, you know, it's going to be a party over here. You know. So make sure so you're ready for party. You understand? Like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe. That is it, my people. I have done 3 hours, almost. I want to say thank you to Matthew. So we have 3 members of the platform now. We have SAS81, we have Jain, and we have Matthew. Matthew, you need to tell me when your birthday is. SAS81, I need to know when your birthday is. And also Jain, I need to know when your birthday is. If you guys are watching still. Alright? Because part of the package, VIP package of and I need your pictures as well, you know. You know, when the birthday come, make sure you send them the glamour shots them so we can go and shout out on the platform. Yeah man, I'm big enough. It's a part of the VIP treatment of the members of the platform, yes? Yes, so we need to have a VIP book. Say, alright, at your birthday at this time, yeah? That the time there, for SAS 81, that the time there. And we can throw in all anniversary, like anything special, when we get on the shout out for supporting the platform. You feel me I deal with? And becoming a member. And I want to invite other people to become members as well. Ladies and gentlemen. Remember the super chat is always available on Bolo 2.0. And if you're on the Bolo clips, the donation link is always pinned. Alright? Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Z, big up on yourself. That's my time. Tomorrow. What time would I be on tomorrow? I'm gonna be on in the afternoon tomorrow. Alright? I'm gonna be on in the afternoon tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be putting out some videos in the morning, but I'm gonna be live tomorrow in the afternoon. Alright? God bless you guys. Also remember to check out the shorts and the playlists. I have playlists for my shorts and I have playlists for videos. Oh, by the way, for my members, I do have a list of members only videos. Alright, so you guys can peruse that in your time. There is members only videos. I'll be working on new members only content as well. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of those members only videos are very important videos with important messages. Alright? And also educational ones as well. Yes? God bless you guys. Stay safe. Happy Sunday. And have a wonderful day. Alright? See y'all later. Peace. Oh, happy day.